Welcome back, Timmy, dude. Gauntlet number 7. How we doing?
Jay Crypto, love to see you. I feel like this week, compared to other weeks, I haven't seen you much in between the week. I guess we were on Taco Tuesday together on Tuesday, but yeah, somehow we haven't been in the same Twitter spaces. But it's good to see you. It's good to see your face, and I've been watching your YouTube channel. A lot of great stuff happening on there.
Dude, you've been going, I feel like, on more Twitter spaces too. So, like,
Yeah.
that's the other thing that may be the differentiator. So, you feel like you're probably hitting more people every week because usually I don't think that we have a ton of conversations that kind of Thursday. Sometimes we do on Friday, though. You're right.
Yeah.
But it is good to check back in, man.
I've been having a lot of fun in a couple of different Twitter spaces as well this week, Jay. I've actually been lurking around the Ethereum Twitter scene a little bit,
Nice.
trying to do my part, using the Snoop Doggy Dogg announcement as a bit of a springboard to try and bring some ETH people in. And so I'm going over there, and it's surprisingly, like a lot of them just didn't know about it. Somehow it didn't hit their Twitter feed, which is understandable. And I've been getting pretty good reception, like just letting them know, hey, we got Snoop Dogg over here partnering with Clay Nation. We've got Warren G, and it's getting some pretty good reception. So I've been having fun trying to evangelize and convert some ETH people over.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, it's definitely on the docket to talk about today. We got Sir Peaches in the house. Shout out to Sir Peaches. Today we have 3 sponsored reviews. We have a really fun story about a virtual church that happened on Cardano that's not sponsored. And I just think it's going to be hilarious to talk about. It seems kind of strange, but I think that, it's probably got some good things. Timmy was just showing, I don't know much about it. We also wanted to talk about Snoop Dogg, basically have a nice catch-up session between me and Timmy about our thoughts on what that means for the CNFT space, what it means for Clay Nation, and all that. We also feel like it might be good to just touch on the DeFi and CNFT market at the end there. So we're going to try to balance, we're going to do 3 sponsored reviews, and in between each one, we're going to have a story as well that's not a sponsored story. Should be a lot of fun, man.
I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a really cool episode, a really good mix. And yeah, I can't wait to tell you guys about the Cardano Ministry. That's one of the other spaces that I've been in over the last little while. And yeah, it's a real trip. It's really cool what they've been doing.
Dude, so I wanted to give a big shout out because this is kind of interesting. If you don't mind, Timmy, I wanted to show people this. I ran a contest, kind of a contest for the Listening Room, which is a group of musicians on Cardano. And I just kind of threw in their Discord one day that if anybody wanted to make like a theme song for my main channel, I would, play all the theme songs that people made and have my community to decide. And we just got one. And Timmy, you're actually featured in it. Yeah. Well, I think you might have gotten a preview before I even knew that. But I really wanted to show people that, if that's all right with you, man. Just for
Let's do it.
So if you go on Pool PM, you can see. Now, this was done by Nito and Crime Fighter. And honestly, I was pretty impressed. I'm not going to lie. So one thing to mention, though, is at the bottom here, okay, it says the rights belongs to the holder of this NFT. So I thought that was a really interesting thing to put in the metadata, because that means I can do whatever I want with this song. Now, what's really interesting, and I don't know, what that means, like I'm not a lawyer or anything, but it was interesting to see that, and that's what I like to see. So let me just play this for the audience here to hear what people think, and then we'll get this show kind of kicked off here. Let me know, Timmy, if this sounds okay.
It's a little loud, but it's good.
I'll turn it down.
We on the set, lights, cameras, always bringing the action. What? NFT project, you better know, keep asking. These are the ones I love with passion. No half-assing, just read the caption. It says buy Pavia now, well, it's a fraction. You don't want to wait till it starts to get traction. For any other project on the C block, ask Jay Crypto, he'll let you know if it be high. CNFT is a flop. And which one to hold so you don't get caught? Tell you about the Dex, the Dow, even Javelin. How to make guap on the men swap zapping. Swear to God, he a beast in the space. That's Timmy. He ain't even shimmy you my face. To his face. Hats off, cause you already know. Get the 411 on the J Crypto Show. Yeah, yeah, 411 on the J Crypto Show. Get the 411 on the J Crypto Show.
I was thinking, man, I thought they did an incredible job, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of Nito and also Crime Fighter. I've seen Crime Fighter around a few places this week. Just totally wicked artists. I think we have an amazing music community in Cardano. Yeah,
Dude, they were fire, man. I mean, some of those lyrics cited some projects. Pavia, I'm gonna have to put not financial advice after that. I think some people might try to go buy up those projects after watching that thing.
Yep.
That's an incredible, little. It's amazing the talent in our space, man. Sometimes like we kind of forget, but there's a lot of talented people that have come to Cardano and they're trying to build.
Yeah, I think actually I want to actually while we're talking about it, maybe while we're waiting for a few people to come in, I want to see if I can find the CNFT audio Discord. They actually have a whole Discord channel at CNFT Audio with a ton of artists in it. Nito, I think I might have saw, maybe Nito's not in the chat right now, but Nito is in there. I think he's actually one of the organizers of CNFT Audio right now. And if you go in there, you'll see, oh, here it is. Let me go ahead and share my screen. We can kind of do a little bit of impromptu stuff here. So this is the CNFT Audio. Let me actually make you small, J Crypto. Sorry about that. Here we go. So it's fine. You're used to it. So this is their Twitter. And what's cool is if you scroll down here, you'll see on the left, each of these channels here. Let me move this over so it's a little easier to see. Make it a bit bigger. Each of these channels over here are musicians, right? You can see the label there. And so you've got Alex Bays. Alex Bays was just as part of the Cardano for Ukraine fundraiser that happened yesterday. Capricorns. There's so many. Dancing Pixels is selected here. You've got Nito. Nito's got his own channel down here. So this is CNFT Audio, and each artist has their own Discord channel. And there's maybe 30 of them here. Philsville, this person was also on the Cardano for Ukraine fundraiser concert. There was a whole concert yesterday. Maybe I'll show you a little bit about that in a few minutes here. But yeah, just take a look. There's Crime Fighter. This is what's that?
It was for the refugees, correct?
That's right. Yeah,
displaced people from all the conflicts.
You got it. Supporting all the displaced families that have had to flee Ukraine, and in this case, fleeing to Poland. And so there you go. You can see this is Crime Fighter. Crime Fighter is the MC on the track that you just heard.
That guy is actually fire, man. Like, I didn't know that he was so talented, but when I saw the J Crypto Show theme song, I was like, dang, this guy actually has some bars.
So check it out, guys. It's the CNFT Audio Discord. There was a lot of them just did this whole concert yesterday, Cardano for Ukraine. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit between the episodes, but let's see if we can just pull up the CNFT Audio Discord real quick. Yeah, it's just at CNFT Audio. So if you go ahead and follow that, you'll find a link to the Discord there, and you can get caught up on the music scene in Cardano.
Pretty cool stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool stuff. A lot of talent in the space for sure. And actually more collaborations are happening between those talents. I've noticed. I don't know about you, but like people are through Twitter spaces are starting to meet each other, and those talents or on projects, right? Like just seeing someone's work from another project from afar, those collaborations are starting to happen, resulting in better projects, better quality stuff.
Yeah, is that maybe special and unique somehow to musicians? Like, I feel like it's wicked the way musicians collaborate, but it's harder for artists. You know, I don't see like painters collaborating so much. I think like it's really cool the way musicians can do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's unique to musicians though. I think that like it also happens from like a cross skill set basis where a dev or a project lead and an artist can like kind of find each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, actually, let's make you big again. Sorry about that.
About damn time, Timmy.
Sorry, bro.
Over
So it's actually funny you mentioned that, because I was in a Twitter space earlier this week, and we got into a deep debate around what is art, what is craft, and what is art. And some of these Cardano Twitter spaces this week and the week before have started to get quite philosophical and like really deep conversations. So
yeah, they can be that way, man.
yeah, I've been enjoying Twitter spaces more and more. What's some of your favorite Twitter spaces, Jay?
My favorite Twitter spaces are the ones where I stumble into a conversation that is quite profound, or I stumble into a piece of news or a just feature of a project that I didn't realize was happening that is like a proof of concept to a gateway of a lot of innovation.
Yeah.
So whether that be algorithmically generated music, right, or other stuff, it's like a lot right now is happening on the AR and AI front. Just trying to understand that more. I title my Twitter spaces Metaverse and all these buzzword titles, so we get some very smart AI and AR people sometimes to come into those, and you just hear them talk about what's happening with Apple, and they've been surveying with iPhones every inch of the world for years, so that way they can essentially create high quality AR experiences. And guess what? Everyone has an iPhone, Timmy. So once they come out with an AR product, they could change the world overnight with that, like as like a spawning point for more AR to be formed. So yeah.
Is that exciting, or is that a little bit scary, or maybe both?
I mean, it breeds opportunity. So if you're like somebody that's looking for new opportunities, like an entrepreneur, then it's a really exciting time. There's definitely going to be people like that have a regulatory mind frame and are looking at the consequences, maybe a bit more conservative on innovation, that will probably look at those same opportunities and say, oh, well, this and this could happen. And for them, it might be something that they'll want to, try to control a little bit, so that way it doesn't get out of hand. So it's just kind of, I think both. It depends on where you're at, what your perspective is, and what you're trying to accomplish.
I agree. I think that's a very thoughtful, kind of balanced approach. I think Apple has a huge platform, and we've got Tim Cook there as the captain of the ship now, and so he's kind of stewarding us, and I feel like he's more or less.
Do you like?
Well, I mean, obviously, Steve Jobs is kind of like the more of the legend, right? Steve Jobs is the creator of Apple and kind of left Apple for next and came back, but. I think Tim has been responsible. I think he's taken like the right stance on a couple of social issues.
He's like a good PR guy, I think.
Yeah,
I don't think he's the same innovator, but I think he's good for the PR position. He's good for what's it called, like visuals, optics, I think, for the company. But in these times, especially, but man, but they have so many talented devs besides Tim. He's not like the reason why they're coming out with this AR product. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, well, actually, I might actually use what you said to pivot into our first project today, because you were just talking about optics and you said that the keyword visuals. And I really think our first NFT project today is a leader in terms of visuals and aesthetic. It's one of the most beautiful projects I've seen on Cardano. And so maybe we use this kind of like visuals framing to introduce our first project. Are we ready to jump in, Jay?
Dude, I'm always ready to jump into the deep end, man.
Okay, let's go ahead and do it then. Let me just get set up here. Let's do this. There we go. And there it is. Our first project today is Cardano Proxies. And this project has been making some waves because every single sneak peek that they post on Twitter, it's just incredibly captivating. Like, the art and the design. This project is all about art and design, beautiful art. You can see it right here in their Twitter bio. They're at Cardano Proxies, and their description is full of passion and purpose. it's more than just beautiful art. But let me tell you, let's underline, it really is quite beautiful art. But they've also got a ton of utility and wicked community stuff. I'm going to walk you through it all. And what's beautiful is that not only is it beautiful art, but they're actually trying to help the world. They got a bunch of stuff happening in Africa, as well as they've got this Gaia proxy that's all about the environment. And, you know, Destiny is doing cardiovascular health. And so this is a project with mission, with values, and with beautiful art. It's really, really something. And I'm happy to talk about this project today. It's really, really cool.
Timmy, you sound pretty passionate about some of these issues, man. I've actually covered this project in the past before.
Oh, nice.
And it is interesting how they have a few different missions. But you sound like you're kind of passionate about some of these. I don't know if that's true or not, but as a virtual cat, I was just curious.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a member of the animal kingdom, and so it's super, super important for me that our environment is kept clean. And then I love, like, you know, obviously anything to do with Africa and like kind of equity and health. And so, yeah, I think you're right. Just I love that some projects can change the world, right? Then you always feel good about being involved with Cardano because it has such a positive values focused mission. So let's jump into it then. They've got a link to their link tree here, and we're going to actually start with their website. I've already got it open. And when you land there, you're brought right into their world. And how beautiful of a world is this? And this beautiful Cardano proxy you can see up at the front. And so this is an example of a proxy. And so the proxy are all kind of like feminine, you know, kind of woman-inspired characters. I'm not sure if I can call them women because they're proxies. They're kind of like superhuman, and some of them have like digital elements. So you know, let's call them women or feminine inspired, and they're absolutely beautiful. And everything about this project screams, you know, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. And some of the people on the team, I know Mrs. Muffet is part of this team. It feels like we're covering Mrs. Muffet's projects every week. She's an amazing community builder on Cardano, and she's one of the community managers for this project as well. Big shout out to Mrs. Muffet. She picks the best projects to work with. But you can see here that they've got over 200 accessories for each of these Cardano proxies, and they all kind of have a separate mission. Phase 1 was a mint that happened earlier this year, and it sold out. So it sold out very quickly, even at 100 ADA. These minted for 100 ADA and sold out just because the art is that amazing. And so there were 500 of those in the first phase. And they're on JPG Store. You know, we can bring it up super quickly, but for me, this project is less about the price, less about the speculation. But I will point out that even at 100 ADA, it looks like the link's not coming through, but even at 100 ADA, let's bring it up over here in another tab. It's sold out. And I was looking at it yesterday.
Yeah, the floor is 150 ADA.
Yeah, it looks like those people are already in the green, right? And it's a thin floor. If you look at it, there's only like one at 150 ADA, and then right away it's 200 ADA, right? And so, you know, you could almost call the floor 200 ADA. You've got two at 200, and then you're right back up to 250. And so if 4 of these sell out, you know, if these first 4 sell out, you're already up to 250 ADA right there. So it's pretty impressive how quickly the floor has gone up on this project. What's that, Jay?
No, I was just thinking. So, like, Timmy, what exactly are you part of when you're part of this project? Like, what exactly is the utility, the functionality behind these NFTs?
Yeah, well,
this is a competitive market. So to see those floors kind of go up from such a high mint price, it does show a little bit that there is definitely something there, right?
Yeah, there's definitely something there. There's from the utility and like the financial speculation. But for me, it's really more about the mission and the values. What you're part of is supporting these 5 major areas of improving the world. Those are art, healthcare, crypto, Cardano tech, and the environment. And so what they've done is each of their proxies is a beehive, and it's set up to address each of these different areas to improve the world that we live in. And so you can see this is actually, what's that?
I was just drinking coffee the wrong way.
All right, I'll make you small again just for that. So this is Cyber and so Cyber is kind of the DNA is tech. It's kind of the digital Cardano proxy, and this is the one I'm falling in love with. I have a huge crush on Cyber. I'll show you why in a minute. But this proxy is all about trying to improve Cardano's tech. And so one thing they're actually building this is a special piece of technology for the Discord server that will allow members to tip each other using their unique coin. So they actually have their own coin. It's called the Proxy token. I'll show you that in a minute. And they're building a special Discord thing, kind of like the Twitter Hosky tipping bot, but this will be for Cardano. Integrated into Cardano, you can tip other community members. And I think that's really, really cool. If they make that available for other projects, that could be amazing, right?
I think that's so cool. And it's actually a really important thing, because what I want to support too is there's the cardiovascular one, which I'm definitely passionate about, because that's a huge issue that not a lot of people know about, but it's kind of more towards the projects that are building tech for the space, right? Because I'm very passionate about Cardano. So this is a huge deal, because we've seen how explosive Reddit can be. And we know how much value from these open forums there is. So if somebody has a really important question and someone else is spending their time to research and answer that question, sometimes person A, right, who is just like, freaking out about it, just thinking like, oh no, I lost all my money somehow, they get that answer and their life feels like it's saved all of a sudden. And that's where this tipping mechanism could actually be super helpful, right? To reward good behavior, because a lot of us want to reward that in an anonymous and decentralized way. So this is a really cool step, and a lot of projects will be able to use this, benefit mods, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yeah.
I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, if we can tip the mods, like Maria is a big community member, and she was talking a couple of weeks ago about how a lot of mods are not paid, and they don't even get NFTs or whitelists. And so imagine if you could tip your mods using this special Discord tech that they're building here. That'd be awesome to pay the mods. And then I also love the idea, if they make it available for other projects, maybe they can collect like a 5% of the tip for Cardano Proxies, and then Cardano Proxies can start to build up a bit of a chest, a community chest based on this Discord tip bot to do good stuff around the world with, right? And so I love the idea of kind of releasing this as a platform for other projects as well, and having a bit of a percentage fee or something. So that's the first one. Another one is Moneda. And she's focused, her DNA is crypto, and she's focused on community, right? And so she's looking to invest and partner with other projects and find ways to generate more revenue from the project, right? So Moneda, kind of like money in the name. And I think you're going to see this beehive. Remember, each of these proxies has a beehive. Each of these proxies has a community. And what happens is, when you buy one of these proxies, when you buy one of these NFTs, like the Moneda NFT, you're invited into that community. You're invited into that Discord channel. If you don't have one for this, if you don't have a Moneda proxy, you won't be able to interact and chat inside the Moneda Discord channel. And so what they're building is they're building these separate communities, these separate beehives, and you're going to have hundreds of people in there focused on a certain topic. And so Moneda is focused on, okay, how can we generate funds in order to have impact across the world? Let's move on to the next one. This is one you were talking about just now, Destiny. So her DNA is all philanthropy. And together, they want to work hand in hand for better mental health and to bring support for cardiovascular healthcare in Africa. So I saw a couple of the NFTs of Destiny. There's one with like the pumping heart. Maybe I can find it in a minute. But yeah, she's all about philanthropy, mental health, and physical health, improving cardiovascular. So that's heart and kind of aerobic health in Africa. So
like that's always good to see, because it's a huge issue with men, I believe, from 20 to 30, and then from I think 40 to 55. That's usually when men die from heart attack. So it's just whenever I see that, I'm like, yeah, because there's definitely been people affected in my life from that. So it's good to see.
There you go. So that's just 3 of the proxies that I showed you there. There's 5 proxies in total. And let me tell you something. This is kind of alpha. I think the community knows, but a lot of people don't know. There's a 6th proxy coming. A 6th proxy coming. It's called Wisdom, and it hasn't been revealed yet. But it's called Wisdom, and it's going to be airdropped. And so they're not going to be selling it. They're going to be airdropping it to their community, to the holders of the proxies, I believe. Yeah, that's the 6th one. It's all about wisdom, and we're waiting to find out more what that proxy and what that community will be focused on.
I actually think this is where most communities are going, where they have a leader, right, or some kind of leadership token, and then you essentially need that token to be part of that smaller community within a larger project.
Yeah, I love that. That's kind of like Ape Society with the families, and you kind of I've talked about it as like this positive tribalism. But here, each of these proxies, as Jay Crypto is saying, each of these proxies is a community. It's a beehive. It's a group of people with a Discord channel focused around a positive mission. And so they're building an army here of people to have positive impact in the world. It's a positive army. As I mentioned, if you own a proxy, it gives you proxy membership. Let me see if I can zoom in here, make it easier for you guys. It allows you to be part of their community network and gain access to information and verified channels, right? So that each of these proxies has a beehive, a little community. You'll be able to vote on projects and airdrop, right? So we're just telling you about the Wisdom airdrop that might be coming up. And so I just love it. I love this idea of trying to what we say, like trying to like capture the energy of the Cardano ecosystem, capture the energy of the thousands of people in Cardano, and let's galvanize them around a certain topic, a certain focus of positive change.
Yeah, I was going to say it differently, you know, congregate our passions, interests, and efforts and make it, instead of like a shotgun, one strong laser beam through a smaller subset in a project. Because we've seen Pabia talk about how they're literally going to have passwords to get onto people's land if you want. So now if you're a proxy of a certain group, you can create an environment only for your club that you guys meet in, or girls meet in, and discuss and have experiences with. And that's really where it's going, man. It's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting in terms of their upcoming roadmap. What I want to do is show they released this. This is kind of like a zoomed in version of their Q2, Q3 roadmap. And the big thing is what's coming up now is they're going to be doing a second mint. So the first mint was only 500, but they're going to be doing a big mint. They're going to be minting 4,500 of more proxies, 4,500. So this is your chance. And the way it's going to work is there's going to be a 24-hour whitelist, and you'll be able to mint one for 70 ADA. But get this, the public sale is 100 ADA. So the whitelist is 30% off. The whitelist is only 70 ADA versus 100 ADA if you do the public sale. And so that'll be 4,500 max. But then there's also going to be another 1,000 of these wisdom proxies that are going to get airdropped. And so that gets you closer to the 6,000. And then there's 500 for community and kind of other activities that are going to be happening. So this is your chance. 4,500 proxies, 70 ADA whitelist, and then 100 ADA for the public sale. And so if you're interested in participating in that sale, make sure to follow them on Twitter at Cardano Proxies. And then you'll see a link tree here. And the link tree has a link to their Discord. Make sure to join their Discord. This is one of those projects where there's a lot happening in Discord. You don't want to miss out on their Discord.
I feel like NFT projects in general are just getting more and more complex too. So yeah, it's really tough to listen to just one review because things are getting updated all the time.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that too, Timmy? Like, it's getting crazy, man. There's so many announcements. There's so much history of some projects too. You gotta kind of go to that Discord and be kind of an archaeologist or an NFTologist and just do your homework.
And you got to pick like a few. I think like when I'm learning is I can't do like 10 or 15 of these. If you really want to get involved, like you really want to have maybe 5 or 6 projects and check their Discord every day, find out, because they're all doing. You okay there, Jay?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Oh no, it looks like you're ripping your face out there. I wanted to make sure you're doing okay
Yeah,
there.
man,
I was a little bit worried.
I do random stuff with my hands. Don't pay attention to me.
Can we get a replay of that? What were you doing just a minute ago? That looked pretty.
I was just doing some of this action, for the audience.
Okay. A little bit of a fish, kind of a fish action there. Make some gills. Okay. So this is Cardano Proxies. I want to show you a couple more things though. There was a fundraiser concert yesterday, Cardano for Ukraine. And this was to raise money, as Jay Crypto was saying, for the refugees. But Cardano Proxies actually donated some of their proxy token to this project. And I thought it'd be cool to show you guys what that looks like. This is the wallet for the Cardano for Ukraine concert. And you can see the proxy token here that was donated. And I just thought it was really beautiful art, right? What an interesting spin on what a coin could look like, right? Is this an octagon? I think so, with this beautiful kind of like water kind of texture in the middle. I just thought this was beautiful. What do you think of this art here, Jay?
I think it kind of looks like a little bit like a portal, right? Without that middle piece in the middle there, you might, it's really futuristic. I think if you go through that blue part, you're gonna find yourself in some other world. That's what
you think we jump through the blue or jump into the black?
I think if you jump through the black, you're just gonna kind of go on the other side of the token. But if you go through that blue part, you're gonna be transported to a whole different dimension, man.
Wow, I like that. You're a risk taker. I would have gone through the black, but you're gonna swim through this kind of lava.
I'm not. I'll wait for some people to do it first. But I'm just saying that's what I think will happen if you do.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
I love it. It is beautiful. So that's their token. It is. There are some people on Muesli Swap with like orders in there. Obviously, like there's not a ton of liquidity on depth 2 here, but you can see some people are trying to sell it for 0.13 ADA. Other people are trying to buy it for 0.02 ADA. So I don't know if you split the difference. It looks like
there's not enough liquidity yet for price discovery. So it's a very early opportunity.
Exactly. If you split the difference, it's about 0.06 ADA, I guess, between the bids and the ask here. So that might be a starting point if you wanted to try and value the token. But I just think it's really, really beautiful art. I wanted to show you one other thing too. I talked about how I have a crush on Cyber, and that's one of the proxies here. This one here that's all about Cardano ecosystem, right? It's all about, you can see it right here, the Cardano ecosystem. But there's another reason why I have a special connection to this one. She's actually part of Timmy family, and you can see that right here. Take a look at this. This is Cyber at home with me. Just kind of like spending some quality time together. Look at how beautiful the crown is here. This kind of reminds me of The Shrike, if you've ever watched that novel. But this was a special NFT that was created by Cardano Proxies. I want to give them a huge, huge shout out. And it's actually minted. It's part of one of their collections. The Proxies times the Cardano Ecosystem News is the name of this particular NFT. And I think it's just so cool. I think it was Greta, one of their artists, that created this. And just really, really beautiful art. Here she is at Timmy's house. And you can see my affectionate look for Cyberiata. How beautiful is this, Jay?
Dude, I have zero words, man. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Look at the detail in the eyes too, though. I love like the way she's got this emerald green there, but there's like some really nice reflections in the eyes. That looks so natural. Such beautiful work there by the artist. And then, got the Cardano logo on Timmy's shirt there. So there it is. This is Timmy Fan, and beautiful, beautiful art. Big fan of this project and this artist. So that's Cardano Proxies. I also wanted to quickly shout out a couple things in their NFT channel. Their Discord channel. When you join their Discord, there's a Start Here channel, which is good. Definitely like go through this. But also don't forget they've got a proxy paper in here. And I found that this is kind of one of the best ways to learn about this project. They talk about the different social impact areas here. As I mentioned, arts, healthcare, Cardano tech, environment, and then NFTs and crypto finance. So I think that's Moneda there. Environment is a proxy called Gaia. Cardano tech, that's my girl, Cyberiata. And then we've got healthcare, which I think is Destiny, and then arts. Now, wisdom is not listed here, right? There's only 5. And so I'm really interested to learn more about wisdom, which will be the 6th one here. This walks you through all like how the beehive works. And then they've also got this concept of a womb. And so if you're not able to afford one of the proxies, or if you're not able to buy one of these NFTs, but you want to participate, there's this thing called a proxy womb. And when you look at that, it's a way for you to participate even without having one of the proxy NFTs. You can do that in their Discord. There's like a /verify step, and that'll get you all set up. So yeah, wasn't sure. Were you going to say something, Jay? I thought I saw you move. You're good.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything, man. I think when I first covered this, I remember it was just amazing to see the kind of. I think they were one of the first projects to really think out how focused initiatives could look like on a NFT project. And I'm just kind of thinking back, and I'm just impressed. You know, they're still going, and it's something really interesting what they've done with their tokenomics. Right now, you know, you have a few projects that are doing similar things, but I was really it was really unique when they first started. That's what I'm kind of thinking right now.
Oh yeah, totally unique, really beautiful art, but this is a project with a mission. As I mentioned with the proxy wombs, go to the Start Here channel, and you'll be able to find a lot of information around how the wombs work, and you can verify yourself. And they talk about the difference between owning a proxy and owning one of these proxy wombs. And then there's a little bit more information about their token as well, and kind of their Discord mechanics. They're all about community on this project, which is not a surprise with Mrs. Muffet at the helm of the community. You know, she's the absolute best. And so they've got info around how the levels work here. And so, yeah, that's all in their Discord.
Cool.
Okay, so
the proxies.
Yeah, big shout out to the proxies, and thank you for the NFT. Absolutely beautiful work. I'm not sure. Yeah, I mentioned the artist's name, but I actually didn't get permission. So if I probably won't actually dive into the artist's name too much, but she's an amazing artist. I was checking out some of her Instagram and stuff. Really, really cool. At Cardano Proxies is the Twitter handle. Anything in the chat about this project, Jay? What are the beautiful people saying?
There's been a few comments here for sure. We've seen mods. I mean, I think you pulled this one up. The mods do matter to the community. We see they have mental health talks, which is pretty cool. There will be a video to watch, and then we discuss it. So that's very interesting. So they're already kind of incubating that inner community discussion, which is what communities are all about. Somebody said it really early, right? And they were like my age, so they were early 20s. And we were discussing it on my channel in an interview. And I believe it might have been Abe from Waifus. I don't know why I'm thinking him. Or it might have been, actually, you know who it was? It wasn't somebody my age. It was the founder of Dirtbirds, Dave, because he was on my channel wicked long ago. And he said that community, it used to be a big thing. So when you talk to like my parents or, you know, my grandparents and whatnot, they had church, they had these, you know, clubs that they were part of, right? But for my age group, you know, we didn't really have a ton of community, and then we had COVID, so it was not really a huge thing for us. NFT projects that they've done one thing really beautiful, it's bring back that community. I'm not saying that we're at the full potential of it yet, because there's a lot of money kind of going into the system, so there's temptation for people to sell out of those very same communities that they really like to be a part of when the floor price, you know, rockets. But at the same time, it's true. It really does that. Then we had Chris Williams. Speaking of liquidity, you're for sale of JPEG store. I'm not sure. Is he talking about you, Timmy?
I think he's talking about the Timmy 10 Epoch supporter NFT for the stake pool. Someone's actually selling that NFT on JPG Store, which is crazy because I didn't list it, but people are selling it. And I think it was like a crazy high price. It might have been like a 200 ADA or something, but it only costs like 4 ADA to get it. So yeah, I think that might be what Chris is talking about. Big shout out to Chris. Chris is a big time supporter of the Timmy stake pool and the channel.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of other comments, man. But it's really interesting. So on that community piece, should we move on to talk about that church, the ministry?
Let's do that. Give me just 30 seconds because I've just been going through some of the JPG Store stuff here. And take a look at some of this art. You know, there's my girl Cybriata, but I love like how there's different, clearly different ethnic backgrounds, right? And so this is all about kind of diversity, and I really love how they focused on that. And I would encourage like other projects to like try and have more diversity if you're doing any kind of like humanoid type of art. But then I also wanted to show you this Destiny one, right? You see this with the heart here. Destiny's in charge of like that, the healthcare beehive and cardiovascular health. I thought that was kind of cool, the way that they're really highlighting that there. And then I saw this other one with the lips. Yeah, Moneda. How cool is Moneda looking here with the different lipstick and the white, kind of silver white hair? I just think, oh man, these NFTs are totally blowing me away. Yeah. Okay, so you wanted to talk a little bit about, let's talk about the Cardano Ministry for a little bit. We ready to do that, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's Timmy brought this to my attention before the live stream, and I thought it was hilarious. I thought he was joking with me, but I don't know what it is yet, so I figured it'd be good to let it breathe and let the community let us know what they think about it. Because I just heard about this. I don't know. It sounds like a cult to me, but it could be. I mean, people call Cardano a cult, so maybe it's not, but we'll find out.
Yes. So it's the Cardano Ministry, and the way I discovered it was I've been in a few Twitter Spaces, and actually they every Friday. It used to be every Sunday night, but now every Friday evening they have service, and so there's a proper service to their Twitter Space in the chapel, and then after that we all stand up and go out to the lawn where we just kind of have like some.
You do it, Timmy? Are you?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm checking it out. So you have to be invited. So I haven't been given my robes yet. Basically, yeah, if you attend a few, you get robes. I mean, it's just like a proper order cult, and so it's not easy to join this ministry. But I think everyone's invited. Actually, it might be easier than I think. I just haven't really asked for my robes yet, so I don't want to say it's hard to get in. I think they want people to join. Let me go ahead and share my screen and tell you a little bit more about what this is about. How we're kind of just improvising
or anything. This is just a fun story because I think it's kind of hilarious, but also wanted to get the community's feedback on it.
That's right. Hold on, give me a sec here.
I mean, whoever's doing this, if they're doing this like just like out of a good thing, then that's awesome.
Yep.
I think is it Nostradamus? It's not Stradamus. Oh, I know. So he's been in some Twitter. He's like a cool dude. I think he's
amazing.
He's tried to contact Charles Hoskinson, I believe, to plant trees for Charles because he's like a pro tree planter.
Yeah, he's like Aaron. And I've actually tried to get him in touch with Aaron DeCluey, who we've covered. He does the Pokey Planters NFT project. So Nostradamus actually of like South African and Canadian origin. Right now he's around. Well, I don't want to talk too much.
Down on that Nostradamus. Now he's leading a church.
He's leading a church. And so you might have seen this NFT here. A lot of people have it. It has the Ouroboros snake eating itself here.
Is that what it has?
Yeah, that's what it is. This is the Cardano Ministry. Actually, I'm gonna make you small if you're okay.
So it's Slytherin. It's not Gryffindor. Is that kind of a cultic symbol? Ouroboros. I didn't even know that was what it's called.
Yeah, this is Ouroboros. This is Ouroboros, and this is the Cardano consensus protocol. And so, if you look at a lot of Cardano research papers and stuff from IOG, you'll see this snake eating itself. And so that's the Ouroboros there. And then you've got, this is what the ministry looks like when you join the order occult. And so, this is it here. And then Nostradamus is one of the people, but there's also Rod, there's a bunch of others.
It's like it's probably like a snake with multiple heads because if one person gets taken out, the cult still needs to survive, right?
You got it.
People involved.
You got it. Yeah. If anyone gets taken out by the feds or something like that, we've got someone else to keep the order going. So you've got Nostradamus. You've got
like Cardano Proxies is doing so much good stuff, and now we're just joking. I hope people know that we're just messing around here.
Okay, so let me show you this. So every Friday evening they do a Twitter space, but they've actually created a real physical space.
This is the interesting part, right?
This is what it looks like.
They probably have Easter eggs, no? They probably have like little, rituals here. Initiations.
This is so funny you say that. I'm gonna blow your mind. Check this out. This is their anyone can go here. The address is muse.place/Cardano Ministry. Actually, let me throw it in the chat real quick. Oops. Let me just jump over to the chat. I'll put it in here for you guys, but it's muse, muse.place/Cardano Ministry. Okay. And then if you go there, you can do it later. But you'll get taken into this 3D world here. And what's really cool is as soon as you get in on the right, you can see their readings. And these are actually the official religious texts of the ministry.
Is it
and
the white paper of Cardano? Is it like something like that? Oh no.
Yeah, you can see like all of the blog posts and the work that they've done, and a lot of it is like very philosophical. When you join any of their Twitter spaces, we're always talking about very, very, very deep topics, like what is art?
Is it like decentralization, or is it like more just other stuff?
No, it's like this. It's like the stoned ape theory. It's like, did man evolve from ape? It's like, what is the meaning of life? It's like really, really deep stuff. So you can see they've got their church here. What's really cool is there's
Whoa.
I dropped through the black hole. I just jumped. That's why I was asking you before, maybe jumping through that black hole in the Cardano proxy here. And here we have the tree.
Are they connected? They might be connected to me.
They might be connected.
This might be deeper than we think.
What's really cool is the Cardano Ministry has tenets. Thou shalt honor the Cardano blockchain above all others. Thou shalt secure thy ADA with thine own crypto keys. Thou shalt stake thy ADA with an SPO, not leave it on exchanges. Thou shalt do thine own research, DYOR, and defend Cardano against the forces of FUD. Thou shalt not have paper hands unless to save thyself from despair. Thou shalt not FOMO unless thou consider thyself a true degen. Thou shalt not invest more than thou canst afford to lose. Good tenet. And thou shalt honor the ministry with good behavior on crypto Twitter while donning its crest. So these are the tenets of the Cardano Ministry right in front of their beautiful tree here. Now
somebody else is there, I think, with you, Timmy. Look.
That's an NPC. So it's not set up for multiplayer yet. The platform here is not set up, but they're working on it. So soon this will be multiplayer, and we're going to be able to have religious service in this space. But this is kind of an NFT that they've got set up. Now, you talked about any Easter eggs and like secrets. I'll show you one right now. You guys can't hear it, but as I get close to this tree, there's chants that are happening. Welcome to Cardano Ministry. It's like totally nuts. It's like a Catholic service, maybe, which is pretty cool. I can walk in the tree. How cool is that? And there's actually some speakers in the tree there, and that's where the sound is coming from.
Oh, they did it.
They've got a gallery. Let's go over to that real quick. See, there's the Ouroboros there again, Jay. The snake eating itself.
What does that mean? What does the Ouroboros snake mean?
That's a good question. What does anything mean? Okay, and so here's the gallery. They've got some really like famous paintings, right? And so this is actually Ivan the Terrible and his son, Ivan. And then Rembrandt, Return of the Prodigal Son. Very, very famous painting. So these are two kind of paintings with the son and the father. They've got a bunch of other historic paintings over here. This is very deep. And so they've got
dude, if anybody was going to be part of this thing, it would be Nostradamus.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
There you go. Show you a couple more things. This is more of their art gallery down here. Wow, they've added a bunch of stuff since I was last in here. All these kind of famous paintings. There's one there. Very, very cool. So this is the Cardano Ministry's 3D space. I'm going to tab out now. But they have a token, and it's on pool.pm, and it's a proper NFT. And when you go to their token, you can see the tenets that I just read to you. But
look, Stuart said that the Ouroboros snake, a circular symbol depicting a snake, or less commonly a dragon, swallowing its tail as an emblem of wholeness or infinity.
And there it is right there. Yep. And the Ouroboros is the name of Cardano's protocol, Jay. It's our consensus protocol. And so it's basically the engine that runs Cardano. It's called Ouroboros. They're like the research paper.
They thought this out. They really, man, absolutely.
That's super cool. So maybe let's pause it there, but check out their Twitter Spaces. It's every Friday. Give Nostradamus a follow. But there's also like Rod and Genki and even dailyupgrade.eth. Like I'll show a couple more in case you want to follow them. This is Rod here at Wiser Pedagogy. And then there's, I think it was Genki, wasn't it? Yeah, Genki Ada is also there. What's really cool is there's Johnny. Big shout out to Johnny because where's his profile photo? Maybe I'm not following him yet, but he does the Cardano chants. He actually does like these really cool live songs and chants in their spaces. Daily Upgrade. This is someone I've been following a lot. This is one of the smartest people I met this year. This guy's a total genius, but he's also part of the ministry as well. So big shout out to Daily Upgrade. But yeah, that's the Cardano Ministry.
Dude, Timmy, while you queue us up for ADAPunkz, I'm gonna be right back so I can queue us up for the first Ape project on Cardano later on too. So I'll be right back, man. Take over and I'll be right back. That was sick.
Okay, that sounds good, Jay. Do what you got to do. I'm actually going in that case. Then let's see. We don't want to jump into ADAPunkz until Jay Crypto gets back. Let's bring up a couple chats here. Oh yeah, that was talking about Ouroboros. Somehow this thing is further along than Pavia. Yeah. So the muse.place, you know, it's pretty cool. Like you can walk around already. And so in a way, like, you know, it's a proper metaverse in a sense. It's meta and you're walking around, which, you know, we don't have yet for Pavia, Boss Planet, or some of these others. Let me show you a little bit more actually then. I wanted to show you there's another area here, the dark side. And so you can see they've got kind of a little bit of lore here, mementos for Maury. We'll come down here. Let's just clear that chat for a second. And then down here you've got these really cool like ceramics. More Ouroboros there. Pretty deep. It's pretty deep. And so, but this is just the 3D space. The Twitter spaces have been blowing my mind. They have really friendly communication, really friendly style, very welcoming, and they happen every Friday evening. What was this? The light side. This looks like it might be different. Just a second here. Okay, the scales, right? The scales of justice there. One cool thing is if you fall down, it brings you right back to the beginning. Let's go ahead and fall down. And then no sweat. It's going to repop me upstairs by the church. So if you ever get stuck, don't worry about it. If you just jump off somewhere and you'll get brought back right here. You guys can't hear it, but when I get close to the doors here, I can hear Johnny. I can hear the chants. So you're going to want to check this out. muse.place/Cardano Ministry. It's totally nuts, right? How cool is that? I think there are some Easter eggs that I haven't found too. Like someone told me there was a secret room in the tree, but I haven't been able to find it. Like I think there's a way to go down here maybe. There's a bunch of Easter eggs in here. So yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, very interesting. I knew there'd be some Easter eggs. There's probably a lot more too, but
oh yeah, there's a bunch. I don't know where they are. Like so I can't even show you guys.
Super interesting.
Okay, so ADAPunkz then?
Yeah. Second project. Thank you to ADAPunkz for sponsoring the Gauntlet. And they have a lot going on to me. They have a lot going on.
They do. Let me get us started, Jay, but I'm going to hand off to you, baby, because I'm going to need to get some water in a minute too. But let me get us started on ADAPunkz. You might actually already know a ton about them. I have to do a bunch of research this week to get caught up.
Not too much. Not too much.
Okay.
I'm excited for this. I'm really excited for this.
So this is like an OG project. ADAPunkz has been around for a long time. You know, it's got this kind of pixelated style, right, that we've seen. But they've got some really, really cool attributes and variations to their collection. Their Twitter is at ADAPunkz with a Z or with a Z if you're from Canada. ADAPunkz with a Z. And they've also got their own stake pool, PUNKZ. And if you go to their Twitter, they'll take you right to their website. And I think that's where we'll start today because they've got a really cool explorer. They must have a developer on their team because they've done some really, really cool stuff here that I want to show you. see if it's going to load. I might have it in another. Yeah, so I have it in another tab. But once you come to their website, you get basically a random punk will load up. And look at how as my mouse is moving around, they've got this really cool effect, right? That kind of like goes over. I don't know how they did that. It's absolutely nuts. But that's like an attention to detail that shows that, they're really like putting a lot of effort into this project, this cool mouse hover effect. And I can kind of navigate to the right and see more of the punks in the collection. It tells me what is their ranking, as well as what are all of the attributes and what's the percentage rarity for that attribute. How cool is that? I thought this was like really simple, beautiful implementation. You can see like when it was sold, and I think it links to the JPG store. You can, bring up the collection there. So yeah, I thought that was really, really cool. You can connect your wallet as well. If you have these like in your NAMI wallet, you can connect your wallet and it'll actually show you like all of the ones that are in your collection, right? Connect and view your collection. So that's pretty cool if you own any of these. But then the Explore tab, I was looking at this last night. This is where you can see all of the ADAPunkz. And look at the variety, like pink hair here, but then you've got these other ones with like almost no hair or just wearing a hat. I just thought it was really, really cool. Everyone kind of feels pretty different. Don't you think, Jay? Blue hair over here.
You know why this is interesting for me, and I don't own any, but why I feel kind of a little bit dangerous not having exposure to it. It's just not what I usually invest in, is these kind of projects. But I could imagine, dude, if Cardano explodes and this is either the punk derivative that gets kind of picked up by the community and the NFT investors at that time, or a few punk derivatives get picked up on Cardano, if Cardano succeeds as wildly as we think. That is a true statement that I have 100% conviction in that could easily happen, because that's how markets in these NFTs kind of work, right? So it'll be interesting to see if this becomes like a derivative on the Cardano blockchain of the real CryptoPunks. Right now, the floor is around 75 ADA. I think that they've done different variations than the CryptoPunks, Timmy. Like far different. So they've added some creativity. They've added a lot of different, like, I think I've seen Kaizen themed stuff where you have like those old Imperial, samurai stuff like Kaizen crypto. So I wonder if they've taken inspiration from Cardano and some of the creators and some of the big cultural things on Cardano and really fuse that into their artwork.
It's funny, like I have my phone beside me and I see it blowing up. A bunch of people are tweeting our episode, Jay, and somebody just tweeted, "Pink hair, don't care." And so there's a couple of like really pink hair ones. It sounds like there's a few ADAPunkz holders that are building a pink hair collective, maybe. And I do see this message here from
pink hair. I'm all for If people get pink hair, I will, dude. I'm all, do whatever. Get that pink hair. Don't care.
Yep, they have a ton of specific Cardano traits in this project. Like a lot of these traits are specific to Cardano, and they do have an amazing developer on the team. OP confirms here, and I'll show you a little bit more of that. Like if I click like filter, this is like CNFT tools, like built just on their website. Like they basically rebuilt CNFT tools here, and I can search by like different prices, a different background that I want. I think we've been talking about the pink hair. Let me see. Are you seeing? Let me see if I can quickly find pink. Oh wow! Look at how many traits they have. This is just for the hair. It's totally nuts. But yeah, let's bring up Yoroi.
Yoroi?
Yeah, that's the helmet, and so you can see these are all the Yoroi ones, right? And so you were saying you might.
Yoroi is, because I just know the wallet, so maybe I'm missing something here. But that's interesting because that looks very like Kaizen. Kaizen crypto, how he's got.
Of course, yeah.
That looks very like Kaizen-esque, but maybe that's what Yoroi kind of means. I don't know. Somebody in the chat probably knows. They'll say.
There's Daedalus, right? The Minotaur. If you've seen the Daedalus wallet, it's got these horns here. So yeah, really impressive work there by the developer. I love that they have this Explorer there. They've got the whole rarity chart on here, and just look at how many traits there are. It's totally out of control. Actually, I think I'm going to search for pink here. Pink helmet, it's called, and then pink eyes. Let's go back to Explorer. And now that I know the name of the trait, if I go filter and go pink helmet, is there a way to get this to be alphabetical? We're looking for pink helmet.
I'm gonna pull up some
There it
comments
is.
while you look. Oh, okay, go ahead. But I was just gonna say that Yoroi is the samurai armor. So I wonder. I think that that's a word for samurai armor. Maybe is what I'm not sure, but that's what Flannel Philadelphia might be saying if I didn't mistake it.
Got it. Excellent. Let me try something. If I go to the head,
Flannel
I was having trouble selecting it. I think because I had another one selected.
Mm.
Yeah. All good, but very cool. Look at this, the pilot. Wow, I love that. So cool. The pipe here. So yeah, I think you were talking about how this one could blow up, right? And we're actually starting to see that now with the Ape Society, right? And people are saying, well, the Ape Society might end up being the Bored Ape Yacht Club of Cardano. And so if ADAPunkz becomes the CryptoPunks of Cardano, it could do a similar thing that Ape Society did. Ape Society minted for 99 ADA, went up, went down. It was at 300 ADA for a long time. And now I think it's at 1,500 or 1,700 floor. And so you could see if this becomes, like Jay was saying, if this becomes the CryptoPunks of Cardano, not financial advice, but yeah, it could potentially take off, right?
Well, the other thing too to remember is whenever there's a big trend in crypto, like Meta, Facebook changing their name to Meta, it didn't matter if you had a product. You saw price discovery in every single project that had the word metaverse in it for about 2 weeks. So there's almost this genre-istic tendency with an NFT project like ADAPunkz. What's kind of cool about it is they're paying a lot of homage to if that's a good, I don't even know what
I was about to say that's a beautiful word, and it is the correct word.
Is that the right word to say?
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard the expression, but I have no idea what homage is.
Like paying respect, paying admiration. Yeah, that's the right one, Jay.
Yeah. So homage. So lots of homage here all the way to CryptoPunks, and then lots of homage to Cardano. And you can tell that they've spent a lot of effort. So it's not like one of these maybe derivatives that is just, not doing anything but releasing a 10K collection. Obviously, they're trying to put in a lot of work to be maybe the forefront runner, as somebody said earlier in the chat. I think it was Raj or Roger. Yeah, so Raj said they are technically at the forefront.
Yep.
So thanks, Roger.
One thing I want to call out quickly is when you go to JPG.
Short frizz. Sorry.
Short frizz. Short frizz. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. Thanks, OP. One thing I want to call out though, be careful, guys, because when you go to JPG store, you're gonna want to do ADAPunkz. There's no space there. Just ADAP, and then make sure you choose the one with the Z, right? It looks like there's another one here with an S, and so you don't want to get confused. This project we're talking about today is ADAPunkz with a Z, with a Z.
Click on that one to me. Yeah, let's explore what those look like.
This is us. This is ADAPunkz. This is what we're talking about.
Right. Those are the ones.
So yeah, it looks like this. Make sure you choose the right collection.
Because there's mad ADAPunkz, or there's a few ADAPunkz, I should say.
Yep. There's a couple others. But I wanted to show you this one. Look at the gold eyes here. Is that the name of the trait? Replicant pupils. How cool is that? Purple lips. Totally nuts. I love these eyes. So yeah, one thing too, we've been showing you the floor prices, but sometimes it's fun to see like what the higher price ones are. Let's actually flip this around, and you can see like some of the higher. Oh, the really clean one. I've actually seen this happening now on Space Buds as well, J Crypto. Like some people are going for the Space Buds with no helmet, no belt, and like the really clean ones with no traits. In fact, having some of these NFTs with less traits is more rare than some of the ones with a lot of traits, because it's all randomly generated. So it's hard to get one that randomly has no hair, no lips, no eyes. And so that might be what we're seeing here with 69 million ADA for ADAPunkz 2480.
Well, there was a thing in sports cards where like if you collected, like that's the beautiful thing about collectibles, right? Because if you certain numbers of certain sets, it doesn't matter what the card is. It's just more valuable to have. The other thing too is I know with sports cards, what's really interesting in that collectible kind of genre or market is if you have the jersey number and then if you have a numbered card like a Luka. I don't know what Luka's number is, but if you have his same jersey, I think what is it, 11 maybe, I don't know, but if you have his jersey number and the actual number 11 out of 50, it's more valuable. So these are random. There's going to be random trends that evolve.
Yeah, it's so funny. Suddenly, and something could happen in the world where suddenly one of them becomes super, super famous. I noticed like some have the COVID mask, right? Are we allowed to say that? I'm not sure if we're actually allowed to say that word here, but yeah, some of them have.
Yeah, I think
on YouTube.
77 is Luka. So if you have 77 out of 100, that's where it comes into play. I think Trey Young might be 11. Oh well, never mind.
I love this this kind of hooded helmet here. They're calling that the Navy hoodie. How cool is that? It's so impressive how much they're able to do with this kind of 8-bit pixel style. Like, they don't have a ton of precision or fidelity, but they're still able to like get the image across. I think that's really impressive. It seems like it would be really challenging. So I wanted to tell you a little bit more about ADAPunkz then. One thing is on their website, you can see their roadmap. And one of the big things they're doing, Jay Cookie, is they've got this community chest. And so they're starting to like put a bunch of funds from the stake pool. They've got a Punks stake pool. And then they've also got royalties at 10%. And so all of these funds, I'm not sure exactly like the mechanics of how much percent goes where. Hopefully the team gets some as well so that they stay engaged. But they've got a community chest with voting mechanics. And I was actually looking at their Discord earlier today, and they've got a bunch of stuff in here around people are doing the voting and deciding how to spend this money. And they had a vote to do 4 possible things. One of them was sponsoring a grunge concert, or purchasing Ghost Chains CNFT, or doing Kiva loans. You can see it here for startup business, or doing a Punks mixtape. So these are like the 4 things, their first round of funding proposals. And so they've got a really rich community in here, and everybody is proposing what they should do with the community chest. And they did a vote. And I think the winner was to purchase the Ghost Chain NFT. And then I think the second one might have been the Grunge Festival, or it was the Kiva loans. I think it was the Grunge Festival, but they're also doing some Kiva loan stuff. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, man. I just really like that. If they voted for the Ghost Chain, do you know much about Ghost Chain, Timmy? They're like, I think they might be the first social media marketplace combination on Cardano.
Yep. I think so. The free roam, right? Free roam?
It's going to be interesting to see if that's successful, man.
Yep. So there you go.
But I just want to get value too, because it's probably why they chose to accumulate Ghost Chain, maybe, is because of that pick. So maybe there's a smart community seeing that inside like what they're building too. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I love this idea of like a community chest. I love this idea of like taking some royalties, maybe taking some of the staking pool money, find ways to get funding. We talked about Cardano Proxies at the beginning of the show, and Moneda is the proxy that's in charge of raising funds and trying to find ways to use those funds. But here, the ADAPunkz team has a working kind of DAO voting mechanic. And so it seems to be doing well, and they're already making positive impact. So really, really good job with the community building you guys have done on the punk side of things. And so, yeah, I encourage everyone to check out their Discord. There's a lot happening in here. They've got almost 4,000 users in their Discord, and, really organized channels. They got an FAQ. They've got more info on the roadmap here if you want to see more of that. And yeah, what's the chat saying about the project? I think I saw Connor saying that he feels like he wants to FOMO in. I think I saw someone saying they want to buy a whole bunch. Okay, all of them voted and in motion. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, so I guess all 4 of those are going to be picked. It sounds like maybe what they're saying too is that all 4 of those agendas that they had, right? They're doing all 4.
That makes sense, because I feel like I've been reading their Discord all morning, and they're doing Grunge Festival, Ghost Chain, and Kiva loans. And so I was confused. Like, it feels like they're doing them all. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
I just see some things in the collectibles market from a collectibles standpoint that could make this project valuable. And I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, you know, a lot of people are trying to mint the next best thing, the next shiny penny. But these projects that have been around, it's kind of, I don't know. I feel like usually when there's blood in the streets or people aren't paying attention, that's the best time to accumulate. So I wouldn't be surprised. Some people are saying they're buying them now, and, you know, not financial advice. Obviously this is a sponsored review, but yeah, there's some potential huge upside.
We mean people are buying them live right now, like while we're streaming?
Yeah, we got
Oh,
a
wow.
few people saying that.
Oh, wow. Very cool. So there you go. I do want to encourage everybody to check out the roadmap channel as well. This talks a little bit more about what's that?
Can you look at this comment?
Imagine not even knowing who you're talking to, just a virtual cat. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Real face
Yep.
kind of sus. I agree, it is kind of sus, but you know what? Whatever. I like him. He's fine.
Yep.
Sometimes.
I'm super sus, but it is what it is.
He is sus.
I think if you troll as much as I do, you have to be behind a mask. Otherwise, you know, Jay Crypto and everyone would show up super angry because I'm such a bully, such a troll. So check out the roadmap channel. What I liked about this was they've got info more about their philosophy and why they're doing this. And like, you know, they talk about how, you know, some stuff with Charles Hoskinson Kickstarter, but there's also, they talk about the other kind of similarly designed collections on here and kind of how they're different and how they're paying homage to these other kind of crypto. Hey, Nikki, I did call him Jay Cookie. That's my boy. And that's what we call
another time. That's the story.
I let that slip by accident, but Jay Cookie is what I call him in private. I accidentally put that on the YouTube today. All right, so there you go. Check out the roadmap. Really, really cool stuff. Big shout out to ADAPunkz for supporting us, supporting the channel. And yeah, I think I'll tell you what, it's not financial advice, but if you check one of my wallets later today, I think you're going to find one of these in there. I'm going to go ahead and pick one up. But that's just me. But I'm definitely going to pick one up.
Which particular one do you think that you're going to pick up, Timmy?
I need to look closely. Like, I do want to get one with some kind of a Cardano trait.
I kind of like that one. The girl right there with like the collar and the green eyes. I don't know why. It just has like a cool. I like that. Look at the hair, how it changes colors from like.
What number? Help me find
36.
it.
36.
Okay, this one here. Oh yeah, the collar there. Very cool. The choke chain.
That one kind of looks cool. Look at the hair on that.
Yeah. I love the blue hair. Anything blue, I'm all about. I think we might have some team members in the chat. Could someone just pop into chat? What are some of the Cardano traits? Because I'd love to look at some of those and maybe pick one of those up. Because I'm definitely going to try and get one today.
I like that guy with the hood though, with the red eye. That one's pretty sick to me, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. All kinds. Even this one too, like the kind of frazzle hair. So yeah. I mean,
everyone's gonna like different things, so that's the beauty about this kind of place, right?
The bandit mask here. I do like this kind of pixie hat. I think they're calling it the pixie hat with the little tails that come down. I also saw like just like a pigtails. I saw a pigtail one.
Look at number 92. That kind of reminds me of like the Joker or something, like a little bit. I don't know. It's a little bit an undead person, right? Or yeah, I watch anime, so there's this one character that it reminds me of from an anime.
Let's do like max price and see what we get here. Some of the interesting.
Punks gets addictive. I can see why CryptoPunks took off, you know, because you find one and then you have it and it's interesting. I like that 184 though. That one's pretty sick.
Which one? 184?
I like a lot.
104. Yeah, this one. I like the pigtails, actually. I might try and get one of those. I like the pigtails. So there you go. Anything else on punks from the chat?
Yeah, man. There's Mad Punks fam. Punks gets addictive. Don't worry about rank. Just get one you like. That's why so many people choose certain traits.
Very cool.
I think there's 3,000 wallet holders.
Oh, wow. Is that right?
3,000.
Oh, actually, I forgot to share something. I had this in a tab.
3,397.
Oops.
Total
I wanted to bring them up on OpenSea NFT, actually. because I was doing some research on like their price performance. And
Mhm.
yeah, there's 3,300 owners, as you can see here. 75 floor, but I think it's pretty thin at 75. I saw a bunch with 80. But actually, let me bring up their OpenSea NFT here. And over 1 million volume traded, which is pretty crazy. 1 million volume traded.
Mhm.
And all-time high sale of 10,000 ADA. But take a look at the price performance over the last 30 days. 30 days ago, it was at 40 ADA. And right now it's sitting up here at, 70 ADA in just a month.
Look at those
So,
peaks and valleys, Timmy, all the
So-
way to get to where we're at too. That's
beautiful.
interesting. Look at those beautiful peaks and valleys. That's climbing the skis. That's climbing the back of the mountain and going down on the skis and then climbing back up once you're finished at the lodge. That's beautiful.
You've got it. And like you
That's
see here,
that's a crypto TA for you right there.
you see here how there was pretty good resistance here at the 70 level, right? It knocked it down there and then knocked it down there. And now we're flipping resistance into support. And we're testing it here at 70 level. We're testing resistance at support. If we're able to actually flip that and move up, that's a really, really good sign, the staircase. So,
Dude, I think we're on the way up to the next nice, little
range.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's pretty good volume. Not a whole lot this morning, but I was looking at April 7th, and you can see there's like over 20, 25 that were sold on April 7th, a bunch more on April 6th. So there is some liquidity here. So that's always good to see.
Yeah, man. Dude, what have you started, Timmy? What have you started? No, I'm just kidding. There's actually a story behind that, which we'll tell at the end there, the Jay Cookie story, but nonetheless. Timmy, did you need to get some water? And I can kind of talk to
Yeah, I'll get some water. I'm just going to sit here. I just need 10 seconds. I actually am just getting water. Jay Crypto and I have a few code phrases, but in this case, Jay, it's not a code phrase. I'm just going to get a glass of water right here. Go for it.
Yeah, we do have some code phrases. So, we got to keep, it's just what you do sometimes when you're running some kind of show. You need to be able to communicate without being too direct. So that way you can surprise and keep the audience in suspense. But the Jay Cookie story, I guess I can tell now because Timmy's getting some water.
Oh, I'm all done.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah,
Yep.
So we'll save that till the end. We'll save the Jay Cookies. Dude, what were we going to do between this and Cardano Apes? Were we going to discuss a little bit of Snoop Dogg?
I think we could talk about my boy Snoop Doggy Dogg, Lottie Dottie. He comes to party.
Because I'm excited to talk about Cardano Apes because people don't realize how early they were as like an ape Cardano project and just how much they built. So that will be really fun. But what I think is there's a lot of price discovery coming after this huge wave of inflows of ETH people since the Snoop Dogg announcement. I've seen a lot of ETH people the last few weeks too, before on Cardano Twitter saying, hey, I just came over from Ethereum NFTs, Solana NFTs, and now I'm getting into CNFTs because I'm an NFT collector. Or Cardano seems like it has a banging NFT market. So we're getting inflows of new people into these markets, man, which is cool. And that's why I think it'll be good for us to do maybe some more educational video, best practices, what's different between Ethereum NFTs. I'm going to try to do that too a little later.
You just reminded me of something, Jay Crypto. As you're talking about Snoop Doggy Dogg and the Clay Nation, the whole idea is Clay Nation is launching their metaverse and Baked Nation. But I wanted to say that ADAPunkz that we were just talking about also has. Yeah, I need some catnip. ADAPunkz also has a metaverse, and actually, I forgot a metaverse pass. And actually, let's highlight this real quick, Jay, if we can, because it's related to Clay Nation a little bit. This is also a metaverse angle to ADAPunkz. But you can actually purchase a metaverse pass. You can see it under the MVP. They're calling it MVP Metaverse Pass on the ADAPunkz website. And there's only 200 of these left. So I wanted to call this out. There's only 200. There were 5,000 total supply. It's only 28 at each. So they're super cheap, and there's only 200 left. And so I don't want any of our viewers to kind of miss out on this if they're interested in it, because this could sell out, pretty soon with only 200 left. It's the Metaverse Pass. It's got Charles Hoskinson here in this beautiful kind of gold animated frame. Really cool. ADAPunkz down here in the bottom right. There's different rarities, and it's only open to ADAPunkz holders. Okay, and so So take a look at this. You can find out more information on their website. You can see, 5 of them will cost you 100 ADA. They've got the minting address here. So pretty simple, right? You don't need to do anything too complicated. And you can see one that was recently minted just yesterday. Somebody minted this one here. I remember this. This is Charles Hoskinson with the hawk, right? I think he was in Mongolia, and he's got the hawk there sitting on his shoulder. So really, really cool. But yeah, I wanted to make sure we didn't forget the Metaverse Pass. My bad. But your Clay Nation talk with Snoop Dogg reminded me.
Yeah, man. It's you know what? It's good that you mentioned it. But what thoughts do you have on Snoop Dogg and everything that happened on Clay Nation? Let's get a little segment going here.
Well, what I want to know, Jay, is who the F is Uncle Sam? Who is Uncle Sam? He's coming in, every once a year comes in, and we're sending 20% to Uncle Sam,
Dude,
coming into our pocket, taking out all of our money, taking all of our ADA. Who
It's
the
the
F?
government, bro.
Who the F?
Dude, it's literally just the government, man.
But have you ever met Uncle Sam? I mean, you're giving him all this money, Jay. Have you ever met him? Has he ever even bought you a coffee? Has Uncle Sam ever bought you lunch?
Dude, so Uncle Sam was the kind of like, that brand that does toilet paper, Charmin? You know how they have the bears?
Yeah.
So that's like the character that the government made for like collecting taxes, right? So like that's kind of, or even we want you for, obviously drafts and things of that nature. So he's just the IP to kind of show those same ads that the bears are for Charmin.
Yeah, I get that, Jay. But the question is, he's taking billions and billions of dollars in tax proceeds from all these good American people, but no one's ever met him. What's he doing with all the money?
Dude, you know what? That's why we need. That's why it'll be a beautiful thing for the blockchain to have to see where all the tax money goes. Yeah. I think that will disrupt the way that politicians are picked, because for like having that kind of financial clarity and seeing exactly where the money is being distributed, the taxpayers are going to have an easier time seeing those things than they do right now. So it will put political pressure on those decisions and what that tax money goes to. So when people are running, they're going to be kind of scrutinized for maybe how that money has been spent in previous times when they've been in power, per se. So I do think that it's heading towards a more transparent. It's one of the most best things about the blockchain, and where it can actually really improve that kind of clarity.
Yeah, transparency and accountability by seeing where all the money is moving. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just joking. I'm jesting about who the F is Uncle Sam, because Snoop Dogg, like if you remember in this Twitter space with Clay Nation, he went off. He went off for like a few minutes around who the F is Uncle Sam.
He's trying to get us to think, man. He's trying to open up some eyes.
We had a lot of fun with that. But also, you could say Uncle Sam is the music labels. So Snoop Dogg was telling us about how when he and Dr. Dre and all these people at Death Row Records were making their music back at the end of the 90s, they don't own their masters. And so they didn't have rights to their recordings. We just saw the Jay Crypto song that Jay shared with us at the beginning of the episode. And it says in there in the metadata, I think, you own the rights. But Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Warren G, they didn't own their own music. So they weren't able to release it as NFTs. They weren't able to do anything with the music because it was owned by the record label. Well, get this, Snoop Doggy Dogg has purchased Death Row Records, and he is getting their full catalog. He's getting all the masters to that music. And so he's going to be able to do what he wants with them now.
What is it, in a year, I think?
I'm not sure.
I think it's like 1 year from now that he'll have that power, but I think that's what he said. But either way, I think you're right, whether it's now or that. Going back real quick, obviously, when we say Uncle Sam, when I say Uncle Sam's the government, Stuart raises a great point. If we some of that, like we have roads, right? We have things that we have government workers. So that tax money is going towards the infrastructure and stuff. Of course, 100%. There's probably flaws in the taxing system, and then there's arguments for why it does work, because we do have roads and we have, that money is going towards those things.
Yeah.
So it's just a really, whatever your views are, one thing's for sure, there's a lot of economic turmoil globally right now, and the blockchain hopefully will fix a lot of the problems with the current infrastructure and system that we have. That's what I have a lot of hope for.
So I agree. And so keeping it to Clay Nation, what I want to say, guys, is if you have a Clay Nation, make sure to verify it. And just a heads up that they're doing a mint. They're actually minting Baked Nation. They had an application, a reservation form on their website a couple days ago. And actually, in a couple hours, actually just a couple hours from now, I think at 9 p.m. UTC, which actually might be even now. What time is it UTC? At 9 p.m. UTC. Oh, so in an hour and a half, you're going to be able to see if you were eligible for the Baked Nation Mint. So if you go to Clay Nation's page, you'll see how they have this big mint. It's their metaverse. So they're calling them pitches, not plots. You're going to be able to buy a pitch if you own a Clay Nation. But then a certain percentage of Clay Nation holders are going to be able to mint a Baked Nation pitch. Baked Nation is Snoop Doggy Dogg's portion of the metaverse. It's a special metaverse just for Snoop Dogg called Baked Nation. And a lot of us applied. I applied on Thursday night. And in 90 minutes, we find out who got selected to mint Baked Nation.
Cool, man. That's sick. Yeah, I'm more interested in the broader effects that this will have on the market.
Yeah.
And I think that one of those effects is actually it legitimizes Cardano's NFT space to a point where I'm not super worried about the technological incumbents like Twitter, who currently uses Ethereum and Solana NFTs and is integrated with OpenSea and Meta in the MetaMask wallet. I'm no longer worried that Cardano will be left out of the game. I think that having a celebrity and a celebrity son like Snoop and Champ has actually increased the visibility of Cardano enough, and these incumbents will not want to leave out Cardano or the CNFT space. Instead, it might push these incumbents to actually try to be more progressive in terms of interoperability, cross-chain ecosystems, and it will be a good thing for them because those marketplaces, right? Like Coinbase's marketplace is one where they're going to have an NFT marketplace.
Yep.
Will actually be making more money from fees every time somebody holds or sells really an NFT on that marketplace. So they won't want to leave money on the table when they can have somebody like Snoop's collection get listed. So I'm actually it legitimizes Cardano CNFT market in my eyes.
Absolutely. I think it does. I think, people say Cardano is a ghost chain or, there's no smart contracts and we're somehow inferior to, some of these other chains. But, Snoop Doggy Dogg is not a dummy. You don't get to buy, Death Row Records and have as much success as he had and has without being super, super smart. And so, he has a team around him. Champ, his son, has a team around him. These guys are not investing into Cardano like on a whim. They're being very thoughtful, very careful, very deliberate. And so, when successful people invest, then, it is a good sign because those people became successful often by, being smart, being careful.
Yep. Code phrase J Cookie. That's all. Dude, so why don't we move on if I may share my screen, because this is a really cool project in my opinion. And it's something that has kind of gone under the radar, right? But the people that are involved in this project, so let me just do this. Can you see my screen?
I can, Jay. Yep. I see Infinity. Oh, no, I see Cardano Apes now.
Okay. So Cardano Apes, the first Cardano Ape project, they actually launched these 2D apes back in May of 2021. So if you're looking for nostalgia, that's pretty darn cool, in my opinion. Can you see my face too, Timmy? Can you let me know?
Yep. Yeah, you're good. You're on the side. You and I are both small now, but yeah, we can see you.
Yeah, man. So as you can see, the floor of these bad Larrys, and I'm going to talk about each of their projects and what they do here before we kind of talk more about the overall project. But I think it's fun to look at the market because floor is 120. They got 1,500 items about, and you got 548 owners. So I've noticed this kind of in CryptoPunks too. It's like, you know, a 1 to 3 or yeah, like there's like 3, there's usually about 3 NFTs in each person's wallet, you know, like for example, CryptoPunks around 3,000 total wallets or holders, but there's 10,000 NFTs. So now you got 515, you know what I mean, 1,500 items. So that's kind of an interesting stat, and maybe that's actually a bullish signal. But let's move on here. So then they released these Cardano Apes 3D, okay? And these are still kind of doing pretty well, I would argue, too, with 78 of floor, okay? Then they released one other NFT project before they kind of created this system called a family. So these are the Cardano Apes baby monkeys. To me, they're building a massive brand here. The baby monkeys are pretty interesting to me because there is a bit of a burning mechanism, which we'll talk about later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, from the way I understand it. These are super cute. Okay, and we can revisit their cuteness. But if you own a 2D ape, a 3D ape, and a baby monkey, then you were able to get one of these, which is like a Cardano Apes home, and they scale differently in rarity. But as you can see, the floor of one of these is 195 ADA. Okay. So what's interesting, though, is if you owned, this is where it gets, you know, a little complex. They've built out a really solid brand. If you owned a female baby monkey and a male baby monkey, you were able to get one of these, Timmy.
Wow.
These are 3D Cardano Apes 3D monkeys. Dude, I think I'm huge into 3D art. I'm really bullish on just the metaverse, AR. So the cool thing about this 3D art, right, is it's much easier to take a 3D profile picture and create that kind of avatar than it is for a 2D picture. So when we get into Apple AR, they're already a few steps ahead, and a lot of projects have been doing this, which is great to see. But just to pull a couple of these up, like, look how cool these look, right? I think they look dope.
I love the glasses, the sunglasses.
Dude, look at this one, man. Like,
Cheetah,
I really like
leopard. Wow. I like the ears too. Really big ears.
really big ears, beautifully smooth face.
Hey, Jay, look, can you show us that crown? Actually, scroll up a little bit. That crown looks pretty nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
235 ADA, that's the first crown. So
Nice.
that's kind of like, as a collector, I'm just looking at that and saying, wow, this actually could have this could be a nice little snipe.
I like some of the ones with no hat too, right? The bald ones with no hat. Those are cool.
I mean, dude, you can't get balder than this guy. It's impossible. This is like Dr. Evil level, but cheetah themed, which is way better. Yeah, these checkerboards. Well, I just think that this is
wow. Look at the eyes now, right? As you get up in price, you're getting some of these eyes.
I think these look sick, man. Like, I'm not even kidding. So look at this one, dude. A little mutant action.
And right below it, what's that? Like a nice kind of multicolored forehead there. Wow.
Yeah, this is like a little bit of I don't even know, man. Like what were those things that you used to look into and you see all the different the
yeah, like a magic eye. Maybe click on him, or maybe we could. Oh no, don't do that because you'll lose your spot. But you could open it in a new tab, or just keep going. Yeah, these are beautiful.
Yeah, I think they're really cool. Cool choice of background. But this isn't really the only 3D kind of baby apes, right? Now, if you had the female baby and then the male baby, you would burn those to get one of these. So I think that's how you could get one of these. But what was interesting, though, is they did a Good Charlotte collaboration. So that's really cool because we've only seen Good Charlotte with Clay Nation and Cardano Apes.
Look at the floor. Wow.
I know there's only 3 for sale, and the floor is 469 ADA. And there's not, I believe there's only one other for sale for like a lot of money on a different marketplace, maybe I saw. But you guys should go look at maybe CNFT tools to do deeper market research. That'd be a good thing. But look at these, man. I mean, you can't even buy these. You have to buy for what, 469. There's only 100 of these. So would be really cool. I almost wish that we had the team on here, and I think they mentioned in a message that we might be able to meet them and do an interview pretty soon, Timmy, like maybe in the near future. One question I'd love to ask them is how they got in with Good Charlotte. Like, what was that kind of process like? You know what I mean? Like, how did they meet, Good Charlotte, talk to them, and kind of get in the good graces / a partnership mode to do this kind of collaboration? I think that'd be really cool to ask. Really cool stuff, man. So then they do have like this metaverse component, but I wanted to set the stage, right? So you can go to their main site. And what's interesting too is, before we get into the metaverse component, if you own any of their projects, right? And they have a bunch. So let me just do this one more time. And all the floors of these projects are pretty well supported. So you can imagine if they only had one and all the same market cap was in them. It's interesting how they're all kind of supported. So they have 2D apes, they have 3D apes, okay?
Yep.
Low supply on these. They have baby monkeys. Each drop, what I love is, if you really count up each drop, it's like 10, like look at this. So you got 4,444 male and female baby monkeys. So that's like a good portion of the supply, right? But it's not much higher than the 10,000K project. It's not like they've released 30,000 NFTs, because the only other big ticket, number here that we don't know how much will be kind of minted is the Ape Metaverse. But if you look at these PFP NFTs, there's not actually a whole lot of supply to be in their ecosystem or family. And if you own any of their projects, what's kind of cool, I thought at least, is they do have this 8-point system where if you have a 2D ape, you get, and this is directly correlated to Banana, the native token. I know this is a lot to follow, so that's why I wanted to break it down by the projects first.
Yeah.
There's a token, kind of like the society token or the ape token for Bored Ape Yacht Club, called Banana token, right? And depending on which NFTs you have, you get a higher point to your wallet. And then the higher points you have are directly proportional to a monthly airdrop of Banana token and other benefits that come with having a high point score, right? So you can see 90 points for 2D Ape. So that's obviously, one of the highest. I think Good Charlotte is 100 points. And then you got the 3D monkeys, 70 points, a male and female monkeys, 40 points, a 3D Ape is 70 points. Ape Lands, you got Volcano, which is, a little bit of a different part of their metaverse than, let's say, the desert or the tropical lands. But the Volcano, a 2x2 Volcano gets you 160 points. A 3x3 Volcano gets you 360, because there's different sizes for the actual Volcano section of their metaverse, which is interesting. I wonder why they did it that way. This is why I'm excited to maybe talk to the founders and ask some of these questions. But nonetheless, it will be fun. So, and then the homes. Look at these homes. Remember those homes, Timmy?
Yeah, and the tree, right? The tree houses.
Yep. So these homes have, I think, the most, if you go just by calculations. So if you were an early, participant, you can get up to 2,000, 3,000 points pretty quick, because you got all these different airdrops. There were some burning mechanisms. There were some things that you could have gotten whitelisted for. So I'm sure that some people have a pretty big amount of points that they're just raking in on this project, and they probably have high hopes that it succeeds. And to me, this project has delivered pretty much on everything that they said they would. Mm-hmm. I actually don't think they haven't delivered on anything, to be honest with you. They didn't overpromise anything. It's not like they promised this crazy metaverse, but they gave us a proof of concept metaverse where you can take a 3D avatar NFT, Timmy, and put it in.
Oh, wow. Okay. I wanted you to zoom in, and you just did. Wow.
You can port it in here. So to me, and it has all your features, characteristics. To me, this is an incredible proof of concept for the CNFT space.
Holy
Now,
cow.
it isn't like like it isn't like Decentraland. It's more of it's definitely a different feel to the metaverse, but at the same token, I mean, it was the first virtual world on Cardano that had so many proof of concepts when it comes to porting NFTs and, experimenting with the tech. Is it possible to get the same look and feel going?
Yeah.
There's a few events that were happening here. This is wicked early in their metaverse. So they've actually done some other features with other digital avatars, apes, and projects that now you can port in if you have the NFT up and get like a digital version of it in here. This was an event where they were giving away free ADA. I think like almost 10,000 ADA. And you just would go and dig around. And then you would dig and dig and dig. And sometimes you would find ADA. So that's how they drove adoption to their metaverse when they first kind of started. So to me, I don't really know if their metaverse has to be the most important thing that succeeds for this entire project to succeed, because they were the first ape project. They have a bunch of IP. Some of their IP is already ready to be imported to a virtual environment. And they got a strong community that loves what the project has done. I'm just, just as somebody that looks at the same thing, as looking at, what's it called? The CryptoPunks, right? It's kind of interesting to see if, because they're the earliest ape project, I think they could have like a pretty big moment, especially when investors that first get into Snoop Dogg's projects or other influencer projects go back in time, because that's what tends to happen, and say, what were some of the first projects here? This project launched in May, the 2D Apes, May 12th.
Of last year. Wow. It's almost a year.
Yeah. It's almost a year. So it's it's a super early project to me, like really early.
It's like it must be one of the first NFT projects on Cardano then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I think what you showed us with the metaverse is what's really impressive. Now, we've seen Carta Station, which has a working kind of metaverse where you can walk around. I showed that in an episode on my show, but they don't have multiplayer. Whereas it looked like what you just showed us, J Crypto, their metaverse, I saw some, they have text chat, right?
They have text chat. So they don't have speech, but they have text chat. So that's another proof of concept where you have, NFTs that can go into a virtual environment and text and talk to each other, which is actually, it's a big step. And they had it like wicked early too, by the way.
Yeah. And I feel like, it's interesting. I feel like they're a little bit under the radar somehow, or like, I don't know if it's because they came out so early before we had these big NFT bull markets, but they've shown a lot of progress, which is pretty impressive. But I feel like somehow they're not on people's radar. What do you think is the reason there?
I just believe there is so many projects that are promising the moon. And there's a lot of teams and projects that have that are working on stuff right now that people are investing in.
Yeah.
And it dilutes some of these earlier developers who've been working, have delivered what they said they would, and will probably, like, do you know how much experience they got from just doing what they've done?
Yeah.
They're going to be able to innovate now on top of that, whether they continue to innovate with their metaverse environment, whether they choose something like more of a spatial or a Muse looking environment to integrate with and create with, or whether they build on top of another major platform. Regardless, they've built the IP, and that's so underestimated in this space. That's really underestimated, because you've seen how IP can get acquired. We haven't seen that as much in this space as we will. Eventually, we'll have moments where companies are coming in, instead of starting their own projects, they're just going to buy up the IP of certain projects.
Yeah.
And they're going to be collectors of entire projects, right? So you're going to have like what's that makeup company, Shiseido, which has like 20 companies under it, that are all makeup brands.
Right.
Things of that nature will happen with NFT projects. So I just I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, but I think you're right. It's definitely under the radar because it's so early.
Yep.
People that know that Good Charlotte collab is doing well. They didn't pump up their numbers too, which I really like. You know, a lot of projects come out and they say, "Oh, I'm going to make this many NFTs," but dude, did you you know what I mean? They have some small numbers in some of those mints.
That's what I was about to say next. Is like that's probably the second biggest takeaway from your presentation there, Jay, which was really well done. But I think you showed us that like they've done a lot of collections, but some of them are only like 100 units or like 200 units, and so I think like if you dig deeper, they haven't been like totally doing a ton of 10,000 mints. There are some rarity. There's a lot of different collections, but they're small runs, right? Small sets, which is good to hear. I like the way you presented that.
I think too, though, the reason why they might go under the radar is I wish that we'll talk to them too, but number one, I don't think that their collectability and their community is totally dependent on the marketplace because you have royalties coming from all the NFTs. You have potentially their own CNFT marketplace for all the apes that they started. And that's something that I believe they're still working on. It hasn't come back. But what's interesting is these guys are devs, and maybe why I went under the radar is because of the metaverse label. You know, people expect a lot when you say that. And when you deliver a product that's not, VR or AI, sometimes maybe people are waiting for the next big thing, but they don't realize that, like, dude, these guys, their next step is so crucial and important. I'm not sure what it will be, but I think they have the development capability, they have the IP, and they have the community to do something sick. So this is not one to sleep on, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're talking about their community right now, and I just want to kind of highlight one more time, like their Twitter feed is @Apes Cardano, and this is important because there's so many like Cardano Ape projects, and like if you search for just apes, you won't find it. Be very careful. Like, well, the one we're talking about here is @Apes Cardano, and I was scrolling here under the media section, and there's some pretty amazing eye candy here. You showed us some of this, J Crypto, but take a look at like there's a kind of a zoomed in version of this ape here. How cool is that with the hat and the glasses? He's got a nose ring there. When you zoom in, you can actually see there's a ton of stuff happening. And here's a Good Charlotte shirt, right? That's the Good Charlotte collaboration that Jay Cookie was just telling us about. Huge chain here. Really, really cool. What's that, Jay?
No, man, I'm just
okay. I see your mouth opening. I'm like, is he saying something? But no, he's just shocked at like how beautiful this is. It's kind of like a jaw drop. But I'm not sure if you're ready to say something or just admiring the art. It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, man, absolutely. And I know this is they're sponsoring us, but I think that there's some serious potential for this product to have like a big moment if the CNFT market gets as hot as, it looks like it might become. It looks like we got, some really great fundamentals. And if CNFTs get as big as they could, it makes me kind of want to get one because right now I don't have one. And I'm thinking even the 2D, like the OG 2D ape might be a good play.
Yeah.
Because it's like the first. And I feel like that's, it's really cheap right now. It's like 100 and something ADA, which isn't like super cheap, but still it's like, I don't know, it could have a big moment.
Look at this with the ADA cloud or with the rain cloud here. That's pretty cool. And I think they just finished having a treasure contest not too long ago where people were able to go into the metaverse and just kind of dig in the ground. And you guys probably can't see it, but in the chat here, yeah, I won't be able to zoom in, but in the chat here, it says 4 ADA found. There's actual players here that are digging random spots in the ground and they're finding ADA. I think they gave away a bunch of ADA, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe like this is a treasure hunt for ADA. I think it
was 2,000 ADA, maybe.
Okay.
And 1 million banana, I believe.
And look at this. It's multiplayer. You can see all the different apes in here.
Dude, they've done so many giveaways though. It pains me, but I was sent all the giveaways that they've done, and I'll have to look at that, Timmy. But what's interesting is they've just kept giving. They've done a lot of giveaways, man. They've done a lot of give backs to the community. Let me yeah, man. That's somebody was asking for the floor. Is there any way that I could
bring it up here?
Yeah, I could share my, or do you want to check
there's so many. What should I search for?
Yeah, I can share my screen now. I'll just if you
Okay,
want
yeah,
to
you
if
go
you want
for
to
it.
stop sharing, I'll because I have everything kind of pulled up, and I'll go over the floors again and what each thing does because that's kind of cool. All right.
All
Let me
right.
just am I? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the first drop, and I think I have the date. Let me just see if I wrote this down here. What's interesting though, right, is and what's really cool, this was okay, so the 12th of May 2021 are these, and you got a floor price of 120 ADA, Timmy. And Torgier, I think, was the one that was asking. You got 548 wallets that own these. Okay, so these are the 2D apes.
And
Then
so
they went.
that's 1 to 3, right? It looks like that collection was on average 3 per each, which is a low number, which is great. And this next one you were just showing us is 4 to 1. So the average is 4 apes per wallet. So, I think those are pretty good numbers.
Yeah, man, this is almost 3 to 1 too. If you look, it's almost 500 to
Yeah.
1689.
Good point.
But nonetheless, look at this 78 a floor. I definitely like the 2D apes a little more than the 3D apes, but that's because they didn't create. You can see that they were like kind of, in my mind, gaining experience and practicing because like they were so early, man. This was launched. What was this launched? This was end of May that it was launched in 2021. Okay, so super early still, super early ape project, probably the first 3D ape project. I don't know. It could have been, dude, which gives it historical value. Cardano Apes baby monkeys. Okay, these I remember seeing pump a few times actually, just because I was so early to the scene. This was back when Spacebud was at like 2008, man. Like it was. I've seen these go up and down in the market quite a few times. What's interesting about these is they were September 1st of 2021. Okay, that's right, like maybe a month or two after I entered the CNFT market, which is kind of fun to reminisce on. If you owned one of those three, then you could get a Cardano Ape home, right? Now there's only there's not many of these items here. I'm not sure if this is correct. 5 items, but 12 listings. So JPEG Store might not have the right stats here on how many homes there are total, which would make sense. But there can't be more, obviously, than 1,500 because there's only, 1,500 of the Cardano Apes, or you know what I mean? Like there just can't be more because you have to have one of each to have a family to be eligible. So I'm sure that there's far less than 1,500 because chances are not everybody had 3 of each or 1 of each. I mean, and then what did they do? They created so with the baby monkeys, they created a feminine counterpart. And that's probably why the floor is lower on these baby monkeys because there's much more supply. So you got a 4,427. If you owned a baby female and then a baby male, you could have burned them both and created a 3D. This is like where the quality of what they've done just goes way up, I think. Like, look at this, man. I feel like they really elevated their game for this drop.
I agree. This is like a totally like order of magnitude up in terms of quality, in terms of artistic quality. I wonder if it's the same artist. If it is, then big shout out, that artist has really like improved along their journey. Or if it's a different artist, then big shout out again because it's really beautiful.
Well, they probably just learned from earlier drops too, like which artists and what to do. And that's one of the things that's so like people don't like to look for, right? Can a team learn, or are they just great from the start? Everyone loves the really talented, even coaches, right? The first day of practice, the coaches will look, okay, who's the best on the team so I can start them every game. But sometimes there's like a freshman that sucks and is kind of like wimpy but grinds every day, and then boom, by senior year he's the captain, right? And he's the one that's like the best on the team, and like all the all-stars that the coaches thought would be good don't even play anymore. They quit basketball or hockey or whatever we're talking about. And it's funny because that's what I look for, from being an athlete standpoint. I'm looking for the grinder. I'm looking for the one starts at the back of the pack, but doesn't lose faith, goes through that adversity. Anyways, really cool. Other side of this is the Good Charlotte collab for these 3D monkeys too. So I'm assuming these will be easily able to go into other metaverse experiences. I think these look sick. I would almost want to battle as one of these in like a virtual reality version of Super Smash Bros. Just because Diddy Kong, if anybody knows who Diddy Kong is, constantly shows up in the Super Smash Bros. Championships as one of the best supporting characters for 2-on-2 matches. So I do know the power of this kind of frame, size, and probably skill set, as this is similar to a Diddy Kong, monkey.
I think I like the backgrounds here too, like the solid color black background. It really helps
that.
Yeah, it helps them pop out a little bit more. I kind of like this collection here. Yeah.
Well, dude, imagine if you had like a gigantic screen in your real house and this is what was on it. I'm seeing those more on TikTok where you got somebody that's like, I don't know, Logan Paul or what are those guys? Full Send Podcast. These guys, and in their kind of office area, they have a big screen with a Bored Ape on it. I think this would look beautiful in an actual house. Is like just a really cool piece of art too.
Yeah.
So the floor on these though is 469 ADA, so it's quite a bit, which is good for the people that got into this, obviously, but still, it's quite a bit. And then the land floor is 30 ADA. So the metaverse part of it, to me, I think this is. I don't know if this needs to be their. I don't know. I don't know if this needs to be their real focus here. I think that it's really cool to have metaverse, but it's it makes me look forward to talking to the team and asking the inspiration behind why they chose things like the double plots or the 2x2s for the volcano.
But I also don't think they should necessarily abandon their metaverse, because they've got something working. Like they've been having events in there too. Even if it doesn't become like a huge metaverse, it looks like they had like all of the holders gathering for like a treasure hunt event and stuff like that. And I feel like since they've already got it kind of working, like that's pretty impressive.
It's really, that's a great point. Plus, like, it'll be interesting to see what they evolve it into. You know what I mean? Looking at it now, it's early days, but with interoperability on the forefront, it will be interesting to see what that whole horizon looks like, going from one metaverse to Cardano Ape land, and what that I know there's a few projects working on that right now, but I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think? If you guys use their metaverse, what maybe have we kind of missed? I know that there's a few
blockchain. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I was just gonna say blockchain bullies here. Just pulled them up from the comments section. Looks like he's picked an ape when it dropped, and he still has it. So a little bit of a long-term hodler here. Blockchain bullies. And isn't that a Bored Ape that he's got in his profile photo? I wonder if that's his Bored Ape. That's beautiful with the pink fur. But
it's like a Bored Ape over there. Beautiful Bored Ape with the crown.
Yep.
That's a good pick. So obviously, apes support apes. That's a big deal. I just think that I don't know, man. It could have some potential, Yeah,
I think some people are just discovering this project for the first time now. I think that's what Torgier might be saying. Didn't know it existed, I think is what that was. This person grabbed 13 parcels at mint. It was a little bit sluggish to use at the time, but sounds like Cardano District, you have some work to do this weekend. Maybe go back and give that another shot. Blockchain bullies, yep, got it on mint. Wow. Blockchain, did you also get some land as well? This is also new to Red Fista. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that we're kind of, yeah, like this is what I was saying, Jay. Like a lot of people don't know about this one. It's not, it's kind of
Dude,
under the
it's such
radar, and
it's
so
sleeper, bro. Dude, this is like this one at ADAPunkz, I actually feel like really good about as
yeah,
early projects because people just don't know. They weren't
yeah,
here and they only see the new ones.
you got
Dude,
it.
appreciate you, blockchain bullies. The bullies of the blockchain. Timmy's a bully too, so you guys will definitely get along. Timmy
Yeah.
bullies dogs. I've heard he just bullies them. You know, he's too quick.
Yeah.
He'll claw him in the eye and then just skirt away. But dude, I think it's I don't know, man. I definitely want to kind of get. Oh, he said he didn't get land.
Yeah,
That's
saw
all
that.
good. Yeah, you don't need land, by the way. You just need either one of those 3D, not the original 3D Cardano 3D NFT apes, but one of those 3D ones that me and Timmy were saying have sick art. You
Yep.
also have a few collaborators too that you can use. Lion Legends is one of them that you can actually use different projects NFTs to be a part of
Oh
Cardano,
wow,
or not be a part of, but actually go into their metaverse, which is a cool way to kind of
wow.
prototype it, in my opinion.
Is that built already? Like so that if I have can I go in and look like a lion, or will I just get an ape? Do you know?
That's a really good question. I've seen a few videos where it didn't look like they definitely have different avatars that are already can be in there. I've seen like a white gorilla, I think, lurking around that somebody had. So I'm not sure if that's going to be kind of ready though with Lion Legends. That would be something good to reflect back on another Gauntlet, maybe. Just update people on.
Great point here from the Cardano district that the Cardano Apes was pretty OG, right? Original.
It was
They
really
were
OG.
also, yeah, May of last year. Unbelievable. And they were the second project, not the first, but just the second with their own smart contracts marketplace. And we know there's been a bunch of them since then. We were just talking about Ghost Chain and Free Roam a few minutes ago, but they were the second ones to do it. Who was the first then? I wonder, do you remember? Cardano district, do you remember who the first was? I gotta admit, guys, like full disclosure, like I really got into NFTs around December. So I haven't been doing NFTs for forever. So yeah, who was before?
Was it Dead Pixels? It might have been Dead. I remember Dead Pixels was maybe not earlier than that, but it'll be interesting to see if Cardano District knows. It was either Dead Pixels might have been way after though. I think their marketplace didn't come out. I think it came out in September-ish, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Space Buds marketplace. I'm not sure when theirs was.
Oh yeah, maybe. I could totally see that. That might be it.
Alessandro's been on the forefront of a lot of stuff. Yep, Space Buds. There it is.
Yep. There you go.
I think Space Buds is working on. I don't know if this is confirmed, but I think they might be working on a lending side to their marketplace too.
Oh wow! I see Torgier here got one of the early Cardano Kids ones.
That was one of the first. Yeah, the Cardano Kids collection, I think, was the first.
Got it.
Was actually earlier than maybe Space Buds, but Space Buds was the first 10K collection. Barry was the first NFT though.
Oh, Dead Pixels used the Space Buds code. Interesting.
Oh, so they must have iterated on. Okay, that makes sense.
Connor dropping the alpha. We got to get Connor on the show maybe one day. Connor's been here week after week, dropping the alpha, helping us in the chat. Big shout out.
Unbelievable guy. Unbelievable. Dude, so I was thinking, Timmy, is that like a good way to wrap up? I mean, we definitely, if we find out more or we get some feedback, it'd also be kind of cool to have the founders maybe back on the Gauntlet just to have them on for 15-20 minutes and do an interview. And
you know what's interesting is oh, sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
Well, I just want to let that invite, we may have talked to them already about that. We may have not. I'm going to keep the audience in suspense, but there could be something I just want to tease and maybe have a follow-up of this OG project, kind of give it some more light on another Gauntlet little segment here.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have this team on, even maybe ADAPunkz. You know, we were almost going to have ADAPunkz on, but it was going to be hard to do today. But we could have an episode where we have a bunch of projects on. I think, you know, what's interesting, Jay, is, you know, there's so many ape projects, right? So many monkey projects. And our show is called The Gauntlet. Our show is called The Gauntlet. I don't know. Could we have like two ape projects go on? I mean, it'd be weird to have them fight against each other, but I don't know. It might be kind of fun to have the apes go against the apes somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't think apes are like that. Apes support apes, man. I've
No
seen
way,
that.
man. Apes are violent, especially the bonobos. Like they tear each other apart.
No, I understand that argument, but the problem is, man, when we're talking about humans investing in NFTs of apes, though,
Oh yeah.
they tend to support each other.
Oh yeah, I was sorry. I was talking about like real apes in nature. But yeah, you're right. All these ape projects are kind of helping each other. Yeah.
So, you know, when we study actual apes, it's not how they work. I feel like that's how people are apish in the nature of tribalism, though, right?
Look at this. Yeah, the apes are always fighting. He's got to keep his apes in different wallets, right? Because the apes have a tendency to fight. So you got to put one ape project over here, one ape over there, because those apes are violent.
I mean, look at this one though. Apes follow apes. So there's a little bit of diversity, I guess, and how much ape DNA is in. I don't know. That's interesting.
Well, let's get ready to actually right before we call it out. Maybe before we wrap up.
Do you have time for like one last fun segment too, or
yeah, I have all the time in the world. I'm just a cat, but I like. There's two things I'd like to maybe talk about. I think one is J Crypto. Maybe you can plug some of the stuff you have coming up this week. Maybe any NFT spaces, Metaverse Monday, Taco Tuesday. Maybe I just plug it for you. But what's coming up, and then I'd love to hear from the chat, guys. What's minting this week? Are there any really cool projects minting this week that we want to get on people's radar? So those are two things we could talk about. And if you have something else, Intermeta
is minting for OGs in the Discord today, and then tomorrow or pretty soon the public sale is happening. I'll be talking about it on my channel pretty soon. That's what I'll do.
Very cool. What else is minting? And what's this by Kami? Big shout out to Kami Jay about lifting all boats. Yeah, spreading that positivity. Well, you should check out the Coke coin, COC, Coke coin. Some people call it the cock coin, but I'm pretty sure it's the Coke coin. But it's the Cardano positivity coin, and it's all about positivity. You should check that out, Jay, if you haven't. Are you familiar with Coke?
I don't. No, I spread my own positivity. I don't need to hop on other trains. The reason is because I want to inspire other people to tweet positive tweets so that way I don't have to ever again. I just did it because there was so much negativity in this space that I tweeted out a bunch of positive tweets, hopefully to change my own feed. So when I would scroll through it, there'd be less negativity because more people would just hop on board. I don't know what the other coins are. There's so many coins to keep track of, Timmy.
Yeah.
I prefer to be kind of my own man in that sense. But, you know, I'm all for it. If somebody else is starting their own positivity coin, go for it. 100%.
I love it. Sophisticated Seal Society minting in about a month. ADA Invaders is another shout out. Are they minting this week? All kinds of stuff happening. Dead Pixels white paper 3.0 is about to drop in the next 24 to 48 hours. Wow. So Connor is saying price will probably spike
when they do that. It always spikes when they do that.
Okay, there it is. Financial advice from J Crypto right there. Very good.
NFA. Not financial advice.
And then the Bonobo CNFT project. Well, there you go. If you say it, Red Fista, it's gonna happen. People are going crazy for these animal PFPs. Bonobos are a really interesting primate. I think it'd be a really cool NFT project.
Board Bonobo Bungee Jumping Club.
Triple B's. There you go.
There's like, I don't even know most of these, Timmy, but I'll tell you one thing, man. There's about to be more projects every single week. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to have a tough time, in my opinion, selling out. And the reason is because there's so many amazing projects people can buy into already that the supply is increasing. And what's going to probably happen, not now, but in the near future, is you're going to have so many there's like less entry-level entrepreneurs that start projects where you have people that are already well funded and don't need to sell out. less cash grab mentality from project leads. So you're going to have somebody with $1 million start an NFT project, sell it for 20 ADA or 50 ADA, and then add so much value that it'll be hard to start a project to compete against these kinds of projects that are going to be coming into the space. That's what I think. It'll be great for consumers.
Cardano District just shouted out this one here, Pastel Buds. I don't know if they're minting this week, but you know, it's kind of this kind of doodles, bright pals aesthetic, but a little bit
like
different.
The Andromeda, or do you remember that project that we covered a bit ago? A little bit of the ADA. What was that one?
Earl's project, yeah, it's on pause right now. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. But beautiful website. I love the website. Cardano District, are they minting this week? When is the mint? April 11th. Yeah, so this week at 7 p.m. UTC, April 11th. So there you go. Thanks for shouting them out.
Yeah, this is also true. There is a 1-year anniversary coming up in May for Cardano Apes, so you're going to want to follow them for sure. And I would even suggest getting into their Discord and Twitter. I probably should have said to Timmy, but the thing is, you want to be following them because I know I was talking to the Cardano Apes guys, and it sounds like they have a lot coming that they haven't announced yet. So I'm interested to see what they decide to do next. It'll be very interesting.
You know, I won't be surprised because, you know, this project has kind of been under the radar for the year, but it seems like they're doing a little bit of marketing now. So they might be kind of ramping up for something, right? So yeah, that'd be really cool to see what they're going to be doing.
You know, I might do an OG video too. This is like inspiring me because I don't own a Punks or an Ape, any of the apes yet, but I'm kind of convincing myself to get one because I just believe in that OG factor or that derivative factor so much that it's going to happen. Maybe a content idea that I'll do, Timmy, is like 10 OG Cardano CNFT projects, right?
10? I'll do like 4. 10 is a lot.
Dude, there's like thousands. So, I mean, it'll be easy to just track down, or it won't be easy, but that's why it'll be a good video, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I'll be watching it. I've been watching all of your videos. You had a good one this week. Kind of tips for YouTubers. Be genuine, be authentic. I loved a lot like what you were saying there. Disclose all paid sponsorships. All 3 projects today did sponsor. But I think, you know, follow J Crypto. I think you're still releasing videos like almost every day. So yeah, big shout out for your kind of consistency.
Yeah, man, I did 520 videos in a year. So some days I didn't release videos, some days I released 3, but I appreciate that, Timmy. And I could say the same for you, man. I could tell that you were doing some really good research when I first saw your videos. I think on Pavia is where I kind of stumbled upon your channel. I was like, this guy does good research. Like, he's got production value way above mine. So obviously you were a cat too. So honestly, that wasn't really a good thing for me. I kind of thought that was like a little bit, you know, you probably smell like kitty litter too much, but I looked past. Oh,
sorry. You accidentally got muted for a minute there.
I don't think so, because you muted.
I don't know.
It says you muted me on purpose.
I don't know what happened there.
Timmy muted you on purpose.
You're going off on trashing the cat kingdom for a minute there. I don't know. That's the service here auto muted you. I don't know what happened. Thanks for that. I will say though, you know, I have been a little less consistent. I've been really focused on the Tim1 stake pool, trying to add some value there. We've started to mint a lot of blocks, well, a lot more blocks. We had two epochs in a row there where Tim1 minted, and then I'm also working on an NFT project. So you know, I have been doing a few less videos. Still trying to do 2 or 3 videos a week, but not like my boy J Crypto here. So look for a bunch of other projects coming up, you know, with the channel. I think with the stake pool and with the new NFT collection, I'll be doing, basically, I'm just kind of exploring crypto, exploring blockchain, and I want to try it all. I started doing YouTube, but then I was like, oh, a stake pool might be cool. I want to learn how to do that. And then with timmyverse.com, there's a vending machine I built there where you can send ADA and get a special Timmy NFT. So that was cool to learn a little bit of programming on crypto. And And now I want to know, like, what is it like to do an NFT collection? How do you set it up with metadata and JPG store? So I'm just learning, just having a lot of fun. And so that's why, yeah, maybe just 2 or 3 videos per week lately.
Yeah, so I knew that was going to be an issue because I looked into stake pool operating for about a month, and then I looked in, and I was really going to do it, but then I was like, honestly, if I'm not great at this, it's going to be tough. And you've done an incredible job, by the way, Timmy. But so I decided not to do it. Then I looked into how to create an NFT project, and I interviewed about 10 CNFT, Dead Pixels, Dirtbirds. I interviewed these guys, and I realized this is going to be a lot of work. And some of the projects that I may have interviewed probably didn't even realize how much work at the time, but I've seen them grow and succeed. And it's a full-time commitment. So I decided not to do that. And then now I'm just in a place where if we get, I think the jetpacks that Frog Dog has designed, if we could get those in the air somehow, that's a one and done deal. They're not going to have any future. If we can just make them fly for our holders in a certain metaverse, then we'll release them. If
So
not,
cool.
we're not going to sell them because it's just not enough value to justify the sale. There's Young ADA, which is there's a few things brewing. The community wanted to do like there's one guy who actually bought some Young ADA shirts and wants to create a 3D Young ADA statue. So
Wow.
I might market that, get sponsored by him for a few videos. But Young ADA was actually a fun thing. And then there's also like a starter package for Young ADA that people are trying to get like Catalyst funding for, to send and onboard new people to Cardano.
Oh, wow.
End it with Young ADA. It'll have a copper seed safe. So, you know, people, if they don't write down their seed phrase or they lose it, right, Timmy? That, and I won't talk about that too much, but you need to not lose track of that thing. So these copper seed phrases, right? Or seed, I don't know what they're called, but basically it's a copper plate that you can write your seed phrase on, and it's solid. It's not a piece of paper. So it's a little more safe. So the idea is to maybe potentially just kind of onboard more people through that. So we'll see. But I'm not going to take on a huge project anytime soon myself. I'm just going to try to deliver content.
Yeah, I think you're focused, and we need people like you that are like focused to become like some of the best content providers we can have. I wanted to show like what I was talking about with the Timmy supporter NFT actually, and this
really
was fun.
good.
This was fun because
really
I got to learn like how to do metadata. I didn't do a whole lot, but I put like an ID, and then I put the mint date. This was actually minted by a big supporter of the channel, Jelly Jan. Big shout out to you, Jelly. But yeah, it's kind of like learn how to do an animated NFT, and so this was kind of fun. And then as I was saying, like if you go to timmyverse.com, this is where like you can enter in your address or an ADA handle. Do you have an ADA handle, J Crypto?
You can type in J Crypto.
Yeah, I probably won't type in your, like, because you have to be delegated to Tim once. So it'll probably, I know you're doing other stake pools, but like if I type in like one of mine, I have Blue Cat here. You can see like all the delegation history, and then once I'm delegated for 10, this will give an address, and you can just send 4 ADA to that address, and then you'll get one of these. So yeah, it's just kind of fun, just kind of learning. But I liked what you were saying about like onboarding people, like with Young ADA, and like onboarding new people to Cardano, because
and it's not like I'm not like leading that, but it's kind of like something that me and Jarhead started. So it's becoming more, which is cool because it's like a movement. There's people that might create a project that's monetizable. There's people that might do something completely charity related for it. But, you know, I think we're both supportive of that. And Jarhead's a little bit more involved in the philanthropic maybe initiatives. But yeah, onboarding people, giving them the tools necessary, all the safety measures. And however I can support whatever Young ADA does, I'll probably just do it, whether it's
very cool or
not, just sometimes to mention it.
And this is what Snoop Dogg was saying, right? In that Twitter space with Clay Nation, Snoop Dogg and Charles at the end were like, let's collaborate. Snoop and Charles are going to collaborate on some videos that are all about how to use crypto and how to do music on crypto. And Snoop Dogg was saying, like, I'll come at it from the music side of things, and then Charles Hoskinson will come at it from the technical side of things. And Snoop Dogg was saying, yeah, like he's got a camera team that's following him around everywhere, kind of like what Gary Vee was doing. But now Snoop Dogg has cameras that are following him, and he wants to do like a video with Charles to tell musicians and artists how to use blockchain and Cardano. So it's all about onboarding. It's an exciting, bright future for us, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. It's exciting to see all of the people that are entering the space. It's exciting to see guys like Nito and Crime Fighter, using their talents with this tech. It's an exciting revolution or renaissance kind of a lot of different financial. Dude, you know what I was thinking about while we got the J Cookie up there? This is the most important thing. I'm a lover of macroeconomics and studying this stuff, and I'm not like a tinfoil hat guy, but dude, there is some things that need to be fixed. However, what I will say is we've never had the opportunity to test out monetary policy at scale that we have today. Humans were never able to decide the rules that like a government had to put in place to figure out their monetary policy. But now with blockchain, there are so many dApps. There are so many DeFi applications that have their very own token, that have their own monetary policy. There are algorithmic stablecoin projects. All these things are kind of like proof of concepts of different models with smaller data sets of users to kind of showcase how different monetary policy over different timeframes works and why it works. I believe that we're going to be able to study all of this stuff on the back half of it and really gain more clarity around monetary policy and what might be a better way to do this as we move towards a global economy.
I love it. Some big picture alpha there, talking about the macro side of things. I'm just looking, Jay, we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes. Should we maybe, give the people a break? Because we're giving them a lot of homework here. Should we maybe get ready to wrap up?
Yeah, man, we should definitely wrap up. We got CM. He said he thought there was more. So there will be another Gauntlet next Saturday at 2 p.m. East, 11 Pacific, and do the calculations to find out in your time zone. I always like to say, just let us know on Twitter what you guys thought, what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of. And we'd be happy to try to facilitate anything if we want. At the end of the day, the show is pretty damn centralized. We get to decide whatever the heck we want to do. But we obviously love your feedback, and we've taken a lot of suggestions actually, Timmy. So these guys are kind of directing the show a little bit. Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and call it. I want to wish everyone a really good weekend. Make sure you're staying safe. Make sure you're getting some rest. I think a lot of us have a holiday maybe next Friday. So that'll be nice. 3-day weekend, hopefully. It's Passover, Good Friday.
Oh, really? It's already Good Friday? That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah,
time flies.
Terrible with holidays, man.
Oh no, not me. I know when they're coming because I live for the holidays. So yeah, I got them on my wall.
My wife is good at holidays. She's like, she knows pretty much every single. In fact, like we have extra. I don't even know, man. We include other holidays that normally probably people in America wouldn't even celebrate just to have more holidays. So I just don't pay attention. I'm always looking at the blockchain.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern for the episode 7 of the Gauntlet. Today is episode 6. Jay Crypto and I have a little bit of work we need to do. We got to do a...
Dude, I think today is episode 7 because last week was episode 6.
Oh, is it? Okay, today's 7? Okay, I might have mistitled it then. We're flying through these.
Dude,
but
how are we going to remember? How are we going to remember, bro?
I don't know. It'll be fun to do like a compilation historic video. Like once we hit, 52 after a year, that'll be so fun to look back on these. Just imagine
you flew out of your seat, Timmy. That's the best. That's going to be forever be the all-time best moment in history of the
Yes.
Gauntlet.
I think once I get the NFT released, I might bring back some of that full mocap. Right now, it's just my upper body mocap. But I think a little bit later, when I have a bit more time, I've actually got these special gloves now, so I can do finger-based mocap. But I haven't used them yet, so I think I just need a little bit more time to get all of that set up.
Wow. Well, that's it. That's the Gauntlet, and that's Jay Crypto. That's Timmy. We'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Meow.